Squat Shack proudly presents Girls Night Out. Group of badass mothers showing you what it's like to be one bad mother.
And welcome back to another Girls Night Out. I want to say that my mic is picking up on yours, Roberta, but that's fine. Vince will actually have some more work to do. I am Mama Al. Again, we're just it's another Girls Night Out. I don't know. I feel like I really don't have any updates, just more stress. Hate sperm donor even more, but we'll get into that later. Next to me is
I'm Mama Penguin or Ashley, whatever you want to call me, boss lady. I don't care. Vinny, this does not work for me. I am a little short. Anyways, I got a few updates, but we can talk about it later if we get there.
yes.
And our next lovely coast is
Hi, I'm Mama Macchiato. They fixed my mic, and so it picks up everything, literally everything. So if you hear any breathing, that is probably me.
Well, again, you got Mike's mic that picks up everything. It like you could be in the other room and it will still pick up shit. Like we don't know what we want to say is because of the mic, but at the same time, like him and I were talking about it, and we think it's the cord. We're not 100%, but it does pick up.
I noticed. I was like, hey, my mic is pretty far away. I better fix it. And then I touched it, and it's. And I was like, oh wait, I don't have to do that.
Yeah, so you don't have to be all up on it.
And I don't have the bench seats like you guys got. I don't see myself. I'm very happy with that. And so I'm like chilling this
chill.
she gonna break her chair.
But yeah, I'm like kicked back.
That's Benny's
I
chair.
probably
So
look horrible.
No,
my hair down.
you
We
look
fell
good.
asleep. I fell asleep, and so I woke up and I'm like trying to drink coffee and wake up and like.
I feel that.
You gotta get some rest for your drive tomorrow.
Right. So, how is everyone? I guess we'll start off with that way.
Well, you already said you were stressed.
Ew.
I'm pretty good. I'm doing good. Life is good.
That's good.
Bring on the holidays.
You don't care about the holidays.
I don't, but I still have responsibilities, she goes tomorrow. I take her to the airport, and so she's like, all right, well, I want to do all of this before I go and get gifts for these people before I go, and I need you to take me shopping and blah, 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 blah. And so we went shopping and got all the things that she wanted to get, and then she's so cute. I don't wrap anything. I'm like, I will give you a gift in a Walmart sack. I don't care. I'm like...
She did do that to me.
just yesterday. That's actually what was going through my head just now. But, like, I'm one of those people that would rather, put that $3 or $4 that a gift bag would cost into the gift, to make it that much nicer, Anyway, so she wrapped her things in Walmart sacks and then put bows on them, and I was like...
You're totally my
we
child.
could do better. And so while she was doing, oh my gosh, I dropped her off for her half day this morning, and I ran around. I have been everywhere today. Like, I dropped her off at school, got the oil changed in the car. I went to the post office to put in a forwarding address. I went to the bank. I swear I've been everywhere. So at one point I went to the dollar store and got her some gift bags and then I went to Walmart and got her a travel bag. And so she's got everything wrapped, and we're getting her all packed and everything. And so
Yay.
it'll be kind of nice that she'll get there and she'll be like, "Look, I have these gifts for you. Everybody gets a stuffed animal." Because that's what a 10-year-old buys
Right.
for other people. Is
Right.
Like, oh, that stuffed animal makes me think of you. And so, so I got her some stuff like that. And then tomorrow we'll get up and around. And I'm glad we don't have to rush. And, we don't, luckily, it's not like a Kansas City trip where, back in the day, we'd have to roll out at like 4 a.m. to get to an 8
I was gonna
a.m.
say,
appointment.
what time is her flight?
Her flight's at like 1 something.
Oh, okay. So, because usually when we fly, I do it like, my mom always has it like early in the morning. And so, if possible, we try to stay the night up there before.
Right.
And then just roll out that way.
Yeah,
But-
so I don't know, we're probably going to leave at like 10 or something, like the nice thing, we don't have to get up too early, we can get up,
Right.
get dressed, double check everything, and get her out, and then I work Sunday, early. I'm like, when am I gonna party? Like, I'm like this
Right.
single mom, like my kid's finally like gone, for the first time in like half a year, and I'm like, when do I get drunk? And I'm like thinking about what my schedule looks like, and I'm like, yep, Christmas Eve. Yeah, that's my
That's the
night,
night.
to get drunk, because that's the only day that I don't work early the next morning. So like
Right.
Christmas Eve. So I'm gonna have to like hit up people on Facebook and be like, all right, who doesn't have their kids this year for Christmas? All these split
Yes.
families, like, stand up, we're partying Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is bar night. Woo woo.
I don't know if there will be any
I was gonna
bars
say,
open.
is the bars even open? Or
I don't know. You'll have to party at your house.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Like something.
And I don't know what
Go.
the laws are for the liquor stores.
Uh,
So you might have to buy it Wednesday.
God.
Or
I want to say
Thursday.
they're open. It's just
The
depending
Christmas
on the
Day, they're
time.
probably not open.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Christmas Eve they might be open. I don't know, the college kids that are left behind, they gotta get drunk somewhere.
Or Bernie's house. Post it on
That's
Facebook.
why they stock up on their booze first, and then once everyone's gone,
Right.
they have all their shit, and then that's when
Right.
they get
See, like
drunk.
right now, y'all are drinking wine, and I'm like, hold on, let me drink. I need more coffee.
That's okay. You can drink it later.
Yeah. Or if you don't drink it, I'll just drink it for you.
There you go.
She has the stress.
Well, no, it's like I told Benny, is like I feel like, especially here lately, and it's weird because some other girls there at work, they told me they feel the same. I just feel like I've been in an emotional fucking roller coaster, and it's like 1 minute I am fucking bawling my eyes out. Next minute I'm ready to rip someone's head off.
You know,
Like-
anger's real name is grief.
That's probably what it is. Especially. Yeah, no, that kind of makes more sense, right? No.
That's, you
just
want to know
because of
why I don't like the
everything.
holidays? This is it. That people, okay, so for me it goes way back, because I was working Walmart 20 years ago, appalled at what people would act like during the
Right.
holidays. Everything that we sing about, everything that they put on the cards, everything that they put in the commercials and in the movies.
bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
It's bullshit.
People are assholes during Christmas, and it's not even a real goddamn holiday.
Right.
The shepherds were bringing in their flocks in March. So yeah, I wrote it off. 15, 20 years ago, I celebrate Christmas for you guys. Like I'm there. I will be present. I will try and help, but I'm not vesting myself in it.
That's
I'm
what
not gonna do
Vince
it.
even was like, Christmas, it's not, he's like, who's Christmas really for, KJ? And I was like, the kids. And he's like, and who else? And I was like, the kids. And he's like, no.
Their grandparents.
He's always like, trying to make you happy. He's like, my biggest goal is to make you happy. If you're happy with all the kids' gift, then that's, like, I'm happy with that. As long as you're happy with your shit, I'm happy with that.
Right.
And, I mean, he's always telling me to never get him, like, a Christmas gift, which I always get him a Christmas gift. tells me not to get him a birthday gift. I always usually get him a birthday gift, no matter what.
We all do that
Like, yeah.
with our significant others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Jolis has been having a hard.
a
Shit.
new girl.
Yeah. She got Vinny
The
in the
new
Secret
girl.
Santa. So hopefully he doesn't listen to all of this, just the beginning to fix it. Just tell him he has to fix the beginning only.
I will.
And
well,
not
I mean, that's
listen.
what. Well, no, I mean, well, he'll probably have to listen because, I mean, I could hear, like, the echoing, but.
Okay, well, ignore this part. Anyways, she has struggled to figure out what the heck to buy Vinny.
I don't blame her.
Like, she's like, I don't know what to do. I think she bought him socks. With corgis on them? I don't know. That's one thing she showed me. I don't know about the other
That
stuff.
sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
But yeah, she struggled. I know basically who got...
You know everybody. You figured it all out.
No,
by now.
I don't know who got me.
I don't know on that one. I know who Vinny got, but that's after
I know
that.
who Vinny's got. I know who... I think Old Man Marvin has me. Or maybe you have me. I don't know. It's either Marvin or you. Because I know who everybody else has.
I ain't saying shit.
Well, that's fine. I don't care. Everybody knows what I love. Ooh, I get to go to Kansas City next week, and I found my partner in crime with penguins. There's literally a house, like, so how I have my inside of my house full of penguins, they have the outside of their house full of penguins. Inflatable penguins, like over 100
Inflatable?
inflatable
God.
penguins. Like,
So we're going to steal their penguins?
I might just ask to borrow one, but I ain't
No, I
stealing
would steal
nothing.
it. I won't
but
fucking
no,
steal it.
I mean, Lexi might be my partner in crime because she's going with me. But literally, their whole house has like 154 inflatable penguin crap in it.
Oh my.
So yeah, I can't wait.
So
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait.
that up. I hope he's a non-smoker.
They plug in, Roberta.
I can't imagine. Have you guys ever tried to? Like, I'm a smoker. I've smoked for years and try to blow shit up, and I'm like,
Well, Vince always makes fun of me, especially when the boys have, like, shit to blow up. And I'm, like, struggling over here to blow this shit up. And he's like, here, give it here. And, like, he has, like, no issue. And he's like, I've been smoking for years.
Oh, God.
And, like,
I'm
this
like,
is not an issue.
I'm
Yeah,
blue.
no.
I have no problem in that situation because I actually blew up an entire slip and slide thingy one year because we didn't have an air pump.
Oh, yeah, no. I would
It
get
took me
the
like
manual.
over an hour.
If I had
God.
to, I would get the manual air pump.
Yeah,
going.
no, that
You're
wasn't an
like-
option either.
You're all lightheaded.
Oh yeah,
Right.
like I said, I had to take breaks. It took over an hour to blow that fucker up.
Fuck that.
So, but yeah, so I'm excited to go see the Penguin House, and then we're
You're
gonna go to
have
the
take
plaza.
pictures. You're gonna have to take pictures.
Well, I'm probably gonna do a TikTok video and be like, "This is my
Yeah.
partner in crime."
It's
Penguin
funny
lovers."
because even though I have you or follow you, I've never seen you like on my For You page.
Because people don't like me.
Well, here lately, I've seen like 2 videos come up on my For You page from you.
Oh,
It's
sweet.
like, cool. Okay.
All you have to do is talk about it around your phone, and it magically appears.
Oh yes, because a lovely Double D at work one day was talking about how it was easier to build a hole instead of build a pole. And that evening, a TikTok video of a doctor who does that came on my phone. And then a gentleman who's now a female who actually got it done came across my phone.
Oh, now I get it.
Okay, we're gonna start a segment. Here's your sign, Roberta.
I'm so
I
glad
am
to let-
innocent. I am just so innocently minded that, like, oh wait, that's what you meant. Okay.
Here's your sign.
I'm glad the light finally like came on.
Two of them occurred
I
here.
could give it a sign that says naivete. And everybody could be like, oh, she's got her nativity sign. And I'd be like, no, it says naivete.
So yes, your phone's listening to you. Oh, there's this dude on TikTok. I don't think he's a real nurse. I don't know. He's some Asian dude, and he usually wears scrubs, and it's tips from the ER or something.
Yes.
That dude's fucking hilarious. Anyways,
Yeah, no, because it's funny that you bring him up because when I was getting closer to delivery day, he came up and was like things from the ER, like you could come pregnant and be ready to deliver. We could deliver you here in the ER. but we fucking don't want to. And it's
Right?
like,
He's
oh shit.
funny.
It was
Yeah.
hilarious. I had to send him to Vince.
So yes, he's great. But he did one. What was the one he did recently that made me think of him? Man, I had a brain fart. I hate this crap. My sponge works at work, but my sponge does not work at home.
Hi, I'm Tom.
It's exactly how I feel.
See,
We were right.
We were wondering what was in your bag, and then she was asking. So she was like, "It's her pin. I think it's her pin." And
No,
like,
it's a stick.
Oh, her stick.
Like a jalapeno on a stick.
He's great too. I love Jeff Dunham.
Oh my god,
It's the
yes.
shit.
I would love to go see him live for
Peanut.
sure.
I love Peanut.
Oh, I know. Peanut is the shit.
He's the shit.
Anyways,
Oh no.
Dunham.
The
Right.
battery's dead.
Oh, the stick is broken. Now she's pouting. Look for a charger.
I would say we probably have one.
It's
We do
a-
have
it-
an outlet.
No, it has a weird thing that it.
Sits
Oh.
Yeah.
in. So
Next time.
on the
I-
rich and famous. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, y'all. My hopes and dreams were dashed this week.
Why?
So, with my kiddo being gone for Christmas,
Right.
I had booked myself tickets to go see Vincent van Gogh's artwork. Now, I tried to see Van Gogh's work 20 years ago. I was living in Kansas City. Van Gogh's work was passing through, and it was in St. Louis. And so I hopped in my car, road tripping like I used to do, and was like, I'm going to go see Van Gogh. And so I
Right.
drove 3 hours from Kansas City to St. Louis, only to get there and be told, it's sold out. And I'm like, bitch, I can see into the room, and there
Right.
ain't nobody in there. And she's all, and I'm
my
like, just
God.
let me walk through real quick. Like, I don't need to listen to it or anything. Just let me, like, I'll pay for 2 tickets. Just let me walk through real quick. And she's like, mm-mm. So I drove 3 hours back.
I would be pissed.
Brokenhearted.
I would be pissed.
So anyhow, back in June, I saw the advertisement for Van Gogh, and that it was supposed to be here in December. And this is like, I've been waiting my whole life to see
Right.
Van Gogh's work. And so I booked tickets, 2 tickets, because I had a boyfriend then.
We can find you a date to go.
Right.
We'll
And
put it on the
so-
internet and be like, anybody want to join her?
So anyhow, I'm like all excited, right? It was coming up. It was supposed to be on the 20th. It was like my
I thought it was the
thing.
21st.
Well, I thought it was the 21st, but I can't read. It was the 20th.
I can't read.
So
Shit, I'm in trouble because you gotta be able to
Right.
read at work and count.
I have toes.
But if you can't read the numbers, how you gonna count?
So anyhow, I call them, to see like what my bandwidth is, to work with. And the guy's like, you haven't seen the email? And I was like, you guys sent out an email? And he's like, yeah. He's like, it's been postponed. And I was like, what?
Bitch.
What? And he was like, yeah, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, ugh. so then I get in my email, and I didn't think he was lying to me or anything, but yeah, it was postponed until March. And so I rebooked it for a date that I could take my child with me to go see it
Oh, that'd be
before
fun,
spring
fun.
break.
That would be
And
fun.
but yeah, I'm just like, but I'm still heartbroken because that was like my one thing, to look forward to,
Right.
that was supposed to be like a mind-boggling,
Moment.
earth-changing moment, that I could carry it with me through the holidays, as my thing in my pocket, like, hey, I just saw this, like wake up in the morning like, bah, I'm like, oh yeah, I just saw it, and it's been taken away from me, so I'm heartbroken about it.
We can watch YouTube videos, maybe.
I mean, I can Google his work on,
Yeah.
like,
Maybe somebody sneaked in their camera and took videos. Of it
well,
or
see, but
something.
I don't want to spoil it for myself. I mean, because I've been online and I've looked at, the website, and there are actually videos and whatnot, for the immersive experience. That's what it's called. But I didn't want to look at it too much because I genuinely want to be like surprised and
I would
enjoy
say
it.
you could go find Vince's bottles. They have Van Gogh.
Nice. Well, Van Gogh's not my favorite. I mean, my favorite is Monet.
Right.
You know, and the water lilies and the bridge and Governey. Like, I'm like, someday I'm going to go to Governey and I want to see the bridge. I want to walk across that bridge. You know,
Right.
like, but for as impressionism goes, you know, like Vincent Van Gogh is not bad. And I mean, for the love of God, he cut off his ear and gave it to his girlfriend, you know.
If somebody ever gives me an ear, I'm gonna go like, bleh.
But it just goes to
Right.
show what was going on in his brain. Like, inside of
nuts.
his brain is so complicated that painting was the way that he could get it out. And then I saw a quote by him that he said that he saw the painting in his dream, and so he would paint his dream. I forget how exactly it goes, but you know, but I mean, this guy was a genius, you know, but as the Bible says, knowledge is sorrow. And, you know, and so I feel like his life was also tormented, you know, but the way that he took his pain and rechanneled it into such beautiful things,
Right.
you know, like I admire that, you know. Like, you know what? It's okay to be a little bit crazy.
We all are crazy.
Yeah, we all are.
Then you gotta find somebody who can accept your level of craziness.
Right.
Right?
See, I just feel like I just learned something because I didn't realize Van Gogh cut his ear off. I was thinking it was the piano was
Beethoven?
yeah.
He was deaf, wasn't he?
That's why I thought he, like, cut. I don't know.
I think Beethoven was
They
deaf.
did- yeah,
Go gadget Google.
well, that's why well, you said that I was like
I think he
googled
was
it.
deaf. One of the pianists were deaf. I think it was Beethoven.
I don't know.
And he used the vibrations or something to make the sound. Or compose the notes
By
together.
the time he was 44 or 45, he was totally deaf and was unable to
Yeah.
converse
And
unless
that
he
was
was.
Beethoven,
Yeah.
He had lost a hearing like most of his life.
right? And then there's Mozart and Amadeus and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old men with white hair. Because those kind of wigs were it back then.
and don't even get me started on the philosophers.
We don't need to talk about Freud or whatever his name is.
No, I was
Oh my
thinking
God.
Montaigne. Michel du Montaigne.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Anyway, he was the king of deductive reasoning. Let
Oh.
me just say that. He was all like, this person believes this person believes that, this person believes this, and so I believe.
This. Right.
And I was like, fuck, I love how your brain works.
I may not love the way your brain works.
That's how my brain works.
Yeah. I don't know.
This. Oh, let's take out this. And then, oh, what,
We're
look at
gonna
what we're
end
left
this.
with.
Yay.
Pile of thoughts.
And shit. A lot of shit.
Well, poop
Welcome
kinda
to our
stinks.
world.
My world's getting okay. I'm getting tired of people telling me I seem happier.
Yeah, you're on the verge of
I'm like,
getting-
I think everybody has at least 3 this week's like, you're much happier. I'm like, was I really that pissed off? Like before he left?
I always feel like when you leave a toxic relationship, since you're refining or finding yourself and understanding yourself a bit better, you find your true happiness, and everyone starts seeing that happiness come back out of you.
Yeah, I can get the less stress part, but I'm just like, I didn't know I was a grumpy toad.
You're no longer an adult babysitter.
Oh, thank
And
the
that
Lord.
must feel like a weight has been lifted.
So, like what I was telling Roberta on the way over here, like, yeah, I get to tell my stories all the time, second times. Anyways, so this morning I got a Facebook message from one of Jake's friends who's known him for like 20 some years. I think they entered the service about the same time, but he went to the Army, I think, and Jake went to the Navy. Anyways, he sent me a message and saying, did you guys split? Because on Facebook I changed my last name because I got tired of looking at his last name. And I was like, yeah, he decided didn't want to be married anymore and wanted to go to rehab. And I was like, and now he's living in a sober living house in Merriam, Kansas. And he's like, what the fuck did he do? Like, didn't even ask what I could have potentially done. He was like, what the fuck did he do?
At least he realized that he fucked up.
And I was like, well, 2 affairs that at least I know about. And I was like, he just woke up one day and decided he didn't want to be married anymore and wanted to do rehab a second time. And I was like, but most likely if you ever talk to him, he'll say that I'm a big bully and so is my daughter. And I was like, my daughter just didn't see through his crap. And then he mentioned how it's hard to raise somebody else's kids. And I said, it has nothing to do with raising Jake's kids. It was really
Raising Jake.
raising Jake.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, I mean, and yes, I was a bit controlling. Because he was an alcoholic. Like, who in their right mind would let an alcoholic make any decision in a family? Like,
Right.
like, he got extra money. And so, like, when his taxes came in or, you know, or his paycheck or whatever, like, I would take not even half of anything he got to pay bills or whatever. And he would just blow all the rest of it on himself. Like, he never once. He was supposed to save money. I can't remember what stimulus package it was. It's what we
was
got
one
in
of the
March. It was one that we got in, like, around March because the kids were on spring break. So I think it maybe
like
would
the
have
$500
a piece,
piece
I
one,
think, yeah. So he was supposed to save $500 of that money to spend $250 on Aaron and Isaiah for clothes, and I was gonna get Lexi and Shelby and pay for the trip to Branson because at that time he was suspended from O'Reilly's. So, anyways, by the time we went to Branson, he didn't have any money. He spent it all on him fucking self.
He didn't get the kids' clothes or
No,
anything?
I had to. So we had to reduce. I had to reduce the limit for the kids so I can afford to buy it for all of them. So instead of getting $250 a piece, the kids got $100 a piece because that's all I could afford. After paying for 2 hotel rooms, because there's 6 of us, and we learned our lesson: 2 air mattresses and 2 beds doesn't fucking work.
Right.
You know. So we got 2 rooms, and the hotel was really nice. I wish I could remember where it was, but they had a pool house, so like it was an indoor pool, and then we had joining rooms, and so we put Isaiah and Lexi in one room, and then it was me and Jake, and then Shelby and Shelby and Aaron slept with us. But I mean, it was nice. Everybody got along, you know, and stuff. So yeah, I paid for that entire fucking trip. So again, why would I allow an alcoholic
Right.
to make any decision? So yes, I was a bit of a control freak.
But like with that kind of situation, you need to.
Yeah. So, but anyways, it is what it is. I wish him the best of luck, and I just pray every day that he gets his shit together and potentially get his kids back. I don't see that happening. I see Janice filing with her taxes to keep them. So, I wish him
Yeah.
luck. There's nothing I could do, and neither one of them better ever contact me to help them against the other one, because they will be shocked when I show up and be like, nope, I would like to be a third choice.
Right.
Right. Throw them both under the bus.
Fucking bus,
Yes.
yes. So, but anyways, I just thought it was funny how he was like, what the fuck did he do? And I was like, well. And anyways, then he texted me back kind of 30 minutes after, like, the last message I sent him. And he's like, he's not bad-mouthing you at all. And I said, oh, just give it time. He'll, you know.
Just wait
Trust-
until he gets sober.
Well, I
Maybe.
hope he's sober. I mean, you're living in a sober living house. I don't know. According to the Google reviews for this house, it is just a bunch of partying and a slut house.
Okay, so it's the perfect.
I called it a halfway house, and he's like, it's not halfway house. I'm like, I guarantee it, you got criminals in that
halfway
motherfucking
house.
place. I guarantee it. It's in Johnson County. That's probably like if someone got ordered to go to rehab or something, they went there after. Like, I guarantee it, there's criminals in there.
Probably. More like.
But yeah, no, this lady was complaining. I don't know if it was a lady, but there was like 2 reviews of this facility. One said that literally women come out of there because it's a men's house. So this organization has a women's house, a man's house, and then a women's and children's house.
So that sounds more of a halfway.
Yeah, and
house.
so one of the neighbors of this house, because again, I said it's in the middle of Merriam, Kansas, mentioned how this one tenant pees every time he gets out of his car. Like if he's going to his car, he pees, and getting out of his car, pees. I'm like, that sounds like Jake. But it wasn't when Jake was there. Because that man, I don't know what's up with men who grew up in the country or went in the service, but they don't pee in the house.
I'm trying to think of my dad did so many tours like
I mean, a
in
guy we
Army.
work with, he'd rather pee outside than use his own fucking bathroom in his house.
Methex was the same way.
I'm like, what the fuck?
We'd be
I mean, I
out-
get it. You guys had to pee outside when you were in service or,
Right.
stationed overseas or whatever. But, like, we have indoor plumbing.
I think it's like a
Right.
liquid I can do thing.
I don't know. But, anyways, so this
Person
person.
whose dick is bigger.
Check
Yeah.
this out.
Yeah, this person complained about a guy peeing all the time. Loud music and literally women coming in and out of that house all hours of the night. Because I believe there's a curfew. I would assume there's a curfew. I don't know. But
You would think.
it's a 5-bedroom house and they'll sleep up to 15 people. There's no way in hell I
there-
would want to share a bedroom with a fucking stranger.
Ain't none of them
Right.
are sleeping. I can tell you that.
I'm like,
No.
I'm like, what the
Fuck no.
flying fuck? Like, there's no way in hell I would share a room with a stranger. No way.
Right.
First of all, I would never put myself in that position. Like yesterday, I went to my doctor's appointment for my acne situation, and I'm changing my birth control. Anyways, they asked me if I had an alcohol problem, and I was like, well, I drink a half glass of wine once a week. They're like, does anybody come to you and say you have a problem? I said no, and they're like, okay, you don't have a problem.
Jeez. Oh my god.
But I just thought it was funny. And then, so yeah, I'm going back to my IUD, and I need to go pick up my cream for my face because they didn't want to get me an oral pill because they're like, well, due to your age, you'll get yeast infection. And I was just like, whatever, just give me something to get the crap off my face.
Yeah, what did they give you?
They gave me a antibiotic cream or something. I have to go pick it up tomorrow.
Munisoproxen?
I don't
Something
know.
like that?
I'll send you a picture in the morning
Okay. Well, I probably have a tube of it in my desk at work.
because I'm like, I need to get.
It's a topical antibiotic.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, I don't give a flying fuck what you give me as long as it gets off my face. Like, it's been there since July.
God.
So,
You guys want to hear a funny story?
Yes.
it depends.
I don't care.
Well,
Just
like I
yes.
said, I've been everywhere today. And so, one of the places that I went to was AutoZone because one of the parking lights is out on my car. So,
Did you see a cute boy?
no.
Damn it.
Okay, so I walked in. I scope out
Were
the
you
room.
dressed like this?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
But I wasn't wearing this black hoodie. I was just wearing like my normal purple
Black
shirt
Okay.
that has these really cool tie things.
She gonna show you your boobies.
No, I ain't got no boobies. Anyway, so I walk in, I scope out the room. I'm like, know your audience. Okay. So I go in there. There's a girl in the far back that hollers, "We'll be right with you." And I'm like, okay, cool. And there's a guy over to the side doing inventory. I'm thinking he's the boss. And then there's a newbie running the register.
Oh God.
So he walks up, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing this.
She made him cry.
No. So he's like, how can we help you? What year and, whatever is your vehicle? And I'm like, it's a 2010 Ford Fusion. And he's like, okay, what'd you need for it? And I was like, well, I need some blinker fluid. I got a light out.
I hope he didn't fall for it.
He
did.
does a pause. And I was like, yeah, I need some blinker fluid. I got a light out. And I'm showing him like a picture. I took a picture of my car, the reflection of it, because that's how you can tell if your lights are out.
Right.
The ass end of somebody's vehicle or a window or something. So anyhow, I show him the picture of the reflection of my car and that the light's out and everything. And I had winked at the boss man. And he's like, yeah, bud, they're on aisle 2. So we walk over to aisle 2 and we're looking through all the fluids and I'm like,
How dare you? That's so mean.
And the girl, she walks over too and she's like, yeah, they're right over there. And so he's like, and so finally,
Shame.
she's like, they're right next to the Canuter valves, man. And I couldn't take it anymore. I started
Wait a
laughing.
minute. Isn't that what the maintenance man asks you every day for? How the hell does she know?
It's, okay, so I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but one of the green hats came in asking for an avocado float.
Yeah, we actually have those.
I laughed in that man's face.
I didn't realize.
They're out in wastewater. We have red ones and yellow ones.
So I shit you not, I laughed in that man's face because at this point I had been asked for Canuter valves and just weird things, you know?
Right.
Because I'm the new girl, they gotta fuck with me. So anyhow, one day I went home and I Googled Canuter valves and different things that people screw with you about. And so I learned about left-handed wrenches. So anyway, so on the avocado float, there was another blue hat standing right behind the green hat that says, "Boss, we've been fucking with her so much, she's not going to believe you." and then at that moment I realized, oh, you're serious. And his face was very
Right.
serious. And I was like, all right. So I sit down and pull it up and I'm like, okay. But you know, I come back with both because one's open and one's closed, and you know, and so I was like, pick one. And so by then, hopefully he had forgiven me, because seriously, I shit you not, I laughed in this man's face. I still feel bad about it.
He'll get over it. But that company sends Tootsie Roll Pops with every order.
Really?
Like a bundle of Tootsie Roll
Oh,
Pops.
for the avocado floats?
It's
Well,
like-
that makes you feel better
It's
about...
USA Blue
Right.
Book. I think it is.
Because-
USA Blue Book.
Wait, the avocado float is for the lift station,
And wastewater. But we buy them
Which
from
isn't-
USA Blue Book.
but the lift station has poo floating in it, and they're giving you Tootsie Rolls, and Tootsie Rolls look like poo.
I don't
They need to rethink their
I don't know.
snacks.
And Radwell sends a little bag of candy, like Bach candy. Like, I don't know. I think Ron still has it, but that's that bulk candy bin or whatever that you see at Ron's or some grocery stores. It's got peppermints and Tootsie
Oh,
Rolls
yeah.
and whatever. So Radwell sends a bag of that. And then, let's see. There was some company that sent a bag of cookies every time. And then... There's a company that gives us bags of peanuts, but we're not allowed to have them, so we sneak them. Energy conservation. They give you is it circus peanuts? What?
I love those shit.
Not the candy circus peanuts, but like the peanuts at Colton's or whatever. What's the
Oh, the
baseball
whole ones?
peanuts? Yeah, they come in the shell and you pop them open.
Yeah.
Yeah. A company gives us small bags of those. Marvin loves
Oh, because
those.
it would be an allergen risk
Yep.
if somebody was opening the box that was allergic to peanuts. They
No,
would...
we can't take them in the plant because of allergens.
Oh,
They don't
okay.
come in a box.
I
They'll
can
come in a
see
bag. Like, because they hand deliver their stuff. And
can
so
see that.
every once in a while, they're like, hey, do you need some peanuts? Like,
I would
sure,
still-
you can
I
give
would
us some
still-
peanuts.
I would still steal that shit.
Well, yeah. But yeah, some vendors send nice little presents in their boxes. So,
Nice.
for the people who spend hours upon hours opening boxes.
You know what's gonna take hours? Is
What?
me changing that parking light.
You didn't
I was googling like you have to pull out the fucking bumper. Like seriously, there's normally on your headlights there's room to get a little tiny hand in there to
Yeah.
like change.
I don't know, I've never changed one.
Like I'm gonna have to pull my fucking bumper off. I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google it.
Oh,
But
you're
yeah,
kidding.
changing
Carl.
a parking light on a freaking Fusion is not an easy thing. Oh, and I learned that MethX drilled holes into my headlight bin, which is gonna let moisture in.
Yeah, that should be fun.
I'm sorry.
And he sprayed
God.
degreaser all over my car, ruining the paint.
Who did this?
MethX!
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear that part.
And there is an entire trailer full of things that they have pulled out of the house because he stole my drill after he built those insanely...
We got most of it out.
We got a lot, but there was still a bunch left in Maya's room.
Oh.
Like what was behind the closet door.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't get
and-
those out.
Right. We couldn't get those out. I didn't have a thing.
A power tool.
Yeah, so they have been cutting. They have an entire trailer full of things. and then his place is empty. And I'm just wait till they go in there.
I can't imagine.
He spray painted every wall in
Why
that
the
duplex.
fuck would you spray paint?
I saw this duplex. It was like newly remodeled, and these girls moved into it, and they lived there for like maybe a year at the most. And then they moved out, and Methex moved in. It was nice.
And then he
like,
just
like my
started.
house was a shithole, you know, but like this duplex was actually like nice, you know, like the bathrooms were remodeled. It was nice.
But why in the hell
And
would you
he
spray
went
paint?
in and spray painted every single wall. It's close. The colors are close, but totally obvious. Like,
I still don't understand why the fuck you would spray paint a wall.
Right.
I don't know. But he sprayed it. He spray
I mean,
painted.
he had to have been
He
high
spray
as
painted
fuck
the
by the time
outside
he's
of
done.
his truck. He spray painted the inside of his truck in cab. Like you get, like I got in it and was like,
So
choking
he was
out.
just getting
That's what I'm
high
saying.
off
and
the
then
fumes.
he spray painted the inside of his motor bay. Like
What?
pop the hood, spray paint it. Dude, the fuck is wrong with you?
That's just scary.
Yeah.
I know.
But that's
Like,
okay.
I don't-
Shitty people deserve shitty people, so.
So I'm hoping that if there's like any additional charges for damages at my house, that they just tack that onto his bill because they know where that shit came from.
Right. They should.
I told them. I mean, I told them. I tried.
That's okay. Like, they'll figure it out.
Right.
You just won't get your deposit back, and that's okay too, because you're in a better house.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, I wouldn't want it back. But like,
Just-
you know what? You guys, you gonna
need
need
it.
it. Just
You
keep
need
it.
it.
You're gonna need that.
Just keep it. Let's see. So did you guys get? I don't know if Pittsburgh did it. I didn't see anything, but Frontenac sent out text alerts today about the whole TikTok video that was going around about
I
threats at
saw
schools.
the
Did
breaking
Pittsburgh send anything out?
Okay, so Kalispell, Montana sent out a press release, and I still follow stuff from up in Montana. And so when I dropped Maya off at school this morning, the officer was sitting out front, and I showed it to him. I was like, "Are you guys aware of this? This is a nationwide thing." And he's like, "No, we hadn't heard it." And he took a picture of it. He took a picture of my phone with his phone. And then I don't know if he sent it, you know, to Frontenac or what.
I saw the breaking news of people being aware of this TikTok. I don't know what TikTok trend it is of the school shooting, but
Yeah, it was just saying that they were gonna randomly have acts of violence at
they
any
said
school.
I think they said it was supposed to be January. Well, today.
It was supposed to be
Yeah, it was
today.
today.
Yeah.
But it'd be like just random, like kids were gonna randomly pick a school. So I don't know if something actually happened anywhere, but Frontenac's press release was saying how the original kids, so the original posters, none of them went to our district. So I guess they used like some kind of photo imaging thing to see if any of them were actually.
Oh, I mean that's good.
I mean, because I don't think, unless you say where you at, I don't think TikTok knows. And I don't know if they can give that information. I know everybody's IP address is connected to where they live, but
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how that works. But I was just like, what the like?
Right? I strongly considered holding Maya back from school today. I strongly considered it. And so the only reconciliation that I had was to show the peace officer
Yeah,
that
I just don't get why people got
If
to
I
do
saw
something
that
like that.
this morning, then I probably would have. But I didn't see that until like later on in the afternoon, and
Right.
Jude was already home, so it was like,
yeah.
But I just
We're
don't know
good.
why people gotta stir up drama. Like, that's all it is. It's just causing undue stress and drama for police departments, school districts, parents. Like, what the fuck?
It's a narcissistic trait. It's all about control.
I'm just,
If you can control the way other people feel, it makes them feel powerful, and then they have so much supply.
right?
I'm just like,
It's just all about control. Like, hey, I can release this statement, and it may or may not be true, but it's going to make everyone afraid. And whew, look how strong and powerful I am.
that's just a bunch.
That's the like
Yeah.
I think that's how they think. Like,
But then how does that person like? maybe they are. I don't know if it was originally a kid that did the video or an adult. I don't know because I didn't see it, so it was like
I haven't.
I didn't
But-
see a video. I just saw the press release from.
I'm just like, what type of lifestyle are these individuals growing up in if they think it's okay to make something like that? Like, that's what I don't get. Like when kids get in trouble for stealing or kids get in trouble for, sexual harassment or whatever. But like, what the fuck were they raised in to think this behavior is okay?
Right.
That's my concern. Like, I want my kids, like, am I providing a stable lifestyle for them that they know truly what's right and wrong? Yeah, there's some gray areas somewhere, but still, like,
Can you imagine the sense of entitlement that they must have to
Right.
oh yeah,
be
somebody who
capable
does that.
of something like that?
Yeah.
I
So-
mean,
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I don't get a lot of things. And I try not to stress about it either. But I just couldn't believe that. Like I said, Shelby, I was like, oh, just to let you know, there might be extra cops at your school. And she's like, what? Like, we already have one. I said, yeah, but they're going to beef it up just because whatever this video is.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so,
I heard about soft lockdowns.
yeah. Which is fine. I mean, I'm glad the schools are taking precautions. But still, like,
You're right.
why? And then my thing is what I'm going to assume all the videos related to this has been taken down but I'm still like, how long did it take before TikTok took it down?
Right.
Like maybe they need a proofing of videos before they get posted,
Right.
or something. I don't know.
Oh, that would slow them.
Who
The
gives
way
a
the
Nothing
fuck
would be
up.
live.
Yeah. Right.
Nothing would be instantaneous.
No.
And then you'd have people crying about free speech.
Like, but still, how's that? Like, you're threatening somebody. I think you're free speech about the fucking window if you're threatening the United States and like how many kids go to school? Like,
Right.
You would think, but
do better. People just need to do better. Anyway, a positive note about school: Shelby is going to be in the Frontenac Spelling Bee.
yay!
She was the top 3 in her class, so then she gets to go compete with the other kids. I don't know if it's like 2nd to 5th or 3rd to 5th. I'm gonna assume it's not kindergarten, 1st grade, but I
would
could
hope
be
not.
wrong.
I hope they don't give her any names.
Well, no. So I didn't know this. So honestly, like growing up, I'm like, how the hell do these kids do well on a spelling bee? Like, they have a master list that they're given to study.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
thought they
mine
just opened the dictionary and went down and practiced all the
Right.
A's, the B's, the C's, or whatever. So no, they have a new master list that they will do on January 19th at 1 o'clock, I think it is.
I want to see the list.
It's at home. Lexi and her was practicing when I got
I
home.
want a copy.
That's fine. I'll give you a copy.
I gotta buff up my spelling. I've been cracking slacking.
I don't know where she gets it from because I suck at
Oh
spelling.
my god! I
Right.
pitched a fit at work. Oh my god! I had a little temper tantrum at work.
She always has one.
It was about the word absorbent. So to find things at work, you have to know what the magical words are.
Right.
And if you don't know the magical words, you're not
Then you're
finding
fucked.
shit.
You're fucked.
So anyhow, I knew the magical word was absorbent. And so I put it, the full word into the thing, nothing. And I'm like, And so then I start complaining. Well, in this system, how are we supposed to find anything if shit's not spelled right?
That's why you use half the word.
So I put in, an alternative. No. I Googled it and the correct spelling, and I was like, oh my Lord, I'm wrong. I am wrong. I was wrong.
Ooh, this is how you're supposed to be.
So
You're supposed to
then-
admit your faults.
So then I was all like, God damn, Berta, get your shit together. So then I Google it again. There's 2 spellings for that word. By then I was completely deflated and was like,
Forget this.
so anyhow, yeah, absorbent can be spelled E-N-T
Or A-N-T.
or A-N-T. And that was my little rant.
I think ours is E-N-T, isn't it, in the system?
It's both.
Forget that.
on the same part? Or just...
No, in different things. Oh, and then there's a T gasket is also known as a
T-E-E or T?
no T tea gasket is also known as a rubber. Oh, what was it? It's a rubber something or other, and I was like, "We're never finding this part ever again." It didn't have tea or gasket anywhere in the description, and it is called a rubber something or other, and I was like, "We are never finding this ever again."
That's when you say, "Hey, boss lady, can you add these words to the part
Right.
description?"
Yeah, can I make a list?
Yes.
For real. On it. That's my project.
Anti-ways.
So spelling. I would really like to buff up on my spelling so that...
Sure, I'll make you a copy of the 3rd grade elementary level list.
Yes.
I'm gonna assume it's like 3rd through 5th. I didn't look at it. They were just practicing, and I was like, "What
Hey,
in the world are you doing?"
you'd be surprised at
Oh,
what
yeah.
words they're going to give her.
Right.
You know, they're going to be like, spell unique.
I think that was on a spelling bee or spelling test a couple weeks ago. I don't know, but I'm excited for her. I'm glad she's doing well in Frontenac. So
I asked my kid if she wanted to do the spelling bee, and she was like, you
Fuck
high? Like, you crazy, mama. You stop it.
you are crazy. She's right.
And I'm like, hey, okay, maybe next
Crazy
year.
in a good way.
Maybe next year.
She gonna still tell you you're crazy next year.
Right.
But like, no, mama, I don't want to do that.
So,
You're lucky enough she actually spoke at the play.
right,
You're
right.
They're lucky the words came out of her mouth.
Right. Oh, and I was proud of her because the kiddo next to her was struggling with his lines. And I asked her later, I was like, hey, was that so and so? And she's like, no, so and so is in another class. This is the new kid. And I'm like, oh, so, you know, like, no wonder, you know. And so I was like, I'm really proud of you, you know, for helping him out because that was super sweet because he's shy in front of a whole room of everybody else's parents and yeah, projection just was not there, you know. And
Right.
so and her projection wasn't very well either, you know, but yeah, so she helped him out. It was cute. But yeah, I asked her to do anything above and beyond and she's like,
Forget that.
I'm in 4th grade. Do I need to remind you of that? Like,
That's so crazy. Did you get an alert saying your bed was delivered?
no.
I literally want to know
need
if it
to
comes in a
check.
van or a box truck. I gotta go
Right.
get Lexi dinner before we go back home.
I made breakfast burritos for dinner.
We're going to KFC. Not for
I
me.
ordered Taco Bell.
We saw that. Did you guys do DoorDash?
Yes, I did.
What the? It's literally down the street.
Hey, Taco Bell is surprisingly expensive. What
If you
happened?
especially
Yeah.
for DoorDash.
What happened?
I was kind of mad because I ordered Vince a chalupa and they totally forgot it. I usually hate door dashing Taco Bell. It's one of the other one. Like I have like my list of I hate door dashing, but I still door dashes.
I've never used it.
But like Taco Bell is one of those top ones because it never fails. They always fuck up something.
Yeah, Taco
And-
Bell fucks up, so DoorDash fucks up.
Yeah.
They're guilty by association.
Yeah.
So yeah. But no, back to your point. I don't know what happened, but Taco Bell's not a poor man food joint
Yeah,
anymore.
no, not anymore.
It isn't.
It's not coming today.
Huh?
There's no way it's arriving today. What is today? The 15th?
17.
17.
The 7th? Oh, well, shit. So the last update, I thought today was the 15th because the last update says that at 2:22 a.m., hi, God, it left the city of Industry, California. And I
It did
was-
what?
so
Left California?
It left California 2 days ago. Now, that's a 24-hour drive if you go straight through.
So yeah, you're not getting it till like.
But that was 2 days ago.
Now, if it's on a freight truck, you ain't getting it until Monday.
Yeah, they haven't checked it in locally
'Cause
yet. Because they should have checked it into
Joplin.
the local. Oh no, I'm thinking of UPS. There's one here in town.
Yeah.
So I don't know
But-
where.
But it says FedEx, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're lucky you'll get it by Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because they don't run on the weekends unless they're already in transit. So you may be lucky you'll get it Monday or Tuesday. Wednesday, the latest.
One of those days.
Pardon me, I might take a selfie. and send it to my
Well, that's okay because the mattress isn't coming until
Later.
Thursday.
send it to my special friend.
So.
J number 2. And a J number 3 asked me on a date. I don't know what's up with men with J names who want to go on dates with me.
That's awesome.
Well, see, right about 35 years ago, everybody and their sister was like, hey, let's name our kids John, Jason, Josh. Help me out. What are all the-
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
Did you say Jonathan or John?
I said John.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jonathan, Jason,
Jerry.
Josh, Jeremiah.
Jerry. I don't know.
Yeah, the J
Jerry.
names were just
Yeah.
off
I
the
got 3 of
chain.
those you just listed.
Oh,
God, people calm down.
So yeah. And it was kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm working on a whole new letter.
But I don't know if number 3 and I will make it to a date because I don't know where me and number 2's going. Well, we went to a local chicken place yesterday and we're talking, and he's like, yeah, I got Lexi something for Christmas. And I was like, you did what? And he's like, because literally we haven't even had this conversation. Like, are we doing Christmas? Like, doing any,
Right.
Again, it's been
A hot minute.
10 years since we've done anything together and 13 since we dated, maybe 12. I don't know. It just kind of all rolls together. Anyways, he's like, yeah, I went to the shoe store, got Luke a pair, so I decided to get Lexi a pair. And I was like, that's so sweet.
No.
I was like, oh, dear. And then he's like, yeah, I was thinking about getting Shelby a cell phone because Shelby lost her cell phone. It didn't have any minutes on it. She just used it for Wi-Fi. And then I was like, well, she really wants unicorn stuff for her bedroom, and that's the one thing I didn't get her for Christmas. And so today he sent me a screenshot of this, light projector thing, and it has, unicorns and stars. It's, a black light thing. And I was like, oh, my God, Shelby would love it.
It's funny because I just bought unicorn wrapping paper.
By the way, don't ever let my kids wrap your presents.
Oh my god. No, it was funny to watch, especially Shelby last night do it, but because they were using you could cut it to adjust the size and shit. No, they cut it one size. Fuck it, we're using the whole goddamn thing. Here's Shelby had this long ass piece of tape. And I'm like, you could cut that in pieces so you could have multiple pieces. No, I don't want to do that. And so
She's like, hold still.
yeah, well no,
Yes.
because there's one present. So she's like, can you help me? And I was like, yeah, sure. So she wanted me to just hold it in the middle, and I'm like, oh no, just because she wanted to use that long ass tape just for the
Yes.
middle, and I was like, no. So I started folding in the sides and everything, but she was getting so pissed off with me, and I'm like, so it was I told her, do it this way, and then you could use that long ass tape to tape it all together, and she was getting so pissed off with me, and then Lexi's over here going, well, if you don't want to do it her way, then you just do it by yourself. Don't ask her for help. And I mean, she eventually did it my way, but I was like, God damn.
Yes, those wrap jobs were very pretty.
I went to Dollar General today and got gift bags for Maya's gifts to go into. I mean, not that I don't want my ex-husband and his family to have Walmart bag wrapping with bows on them.
Yeah.
But Maya was like, I was like, you know what, sweets, let's get you some better stuff.
Better
that you
shit.
can take. Yeah, and bags are amazing.
Right.
And
Yeah. But my kids, KJ took them yesterday to get me some Christmas stuff, and they wanted to wrap them. And then I was like, well, make sure you budget some money for stocking stuffers, so they're going to get to play Santa for, I'll go to the
awesome.
room and they can put my stocking stuffers in, and then
That was
after
really
they go to sleep.
interesting. Just to do the whole experience, because I'm like, man, this is gonna be like a walk in the park without compared to having the boys.
oh, it's a whole new world with
It
the
was a
girls.
whole new
Yeah, it's a
world.
whole new world with the girls.
Shelby
Yeah.
wanted me and her just to do our shit, and then she wanted Lexi to go off and do her own shit. Lexi's over here going, "Okay, you already spent this much, you have this much left," and then Lexi's over here budgeting hers, and it's like, oh my god! All I could think of it was I know I want a girl so bad, but at the same time,
so glad I didn't have girls.
Micromanaging each other.
Oh yes, non-stop.
Shelby, the way that she acted was the female version of Dean.
Oh yeah, when she gets tired, she don't want to do jack shit.
Yeah, no, her whole attitude that whole night was a spitting image of Dean, and I even told her, "It's like you're just acting like Dean right now." It's like, oh my god, I'm ready to exit to the left, like.
To the left.
But I did tell her, it was like, you better be happy that you have me here right now, because if it was Vinny,
He would have lost his shit.
you would have been in the shopping cart, like, we would have left shit in the store, going home, like,
Vinny would have brought a box home from work.
yes.
Her in it.
You probably would.
Probably.
Yes, when she gets tired, there's
Oh my
she's
god, yeah, no.
out the door. That's why I'm kind of glad school starts pretty early, because
Right.
she would make it if the school day went to like 5 or 6 o'clock. Like,
I don't think any of the kids would.
no, there's no way in hell.
Maya brought me home an ornament that she made, and it is so perfect. It is so cute. It's a little coffee cup.
Oh,
And it had marshmallows on it, like little white cotton balls, little
cute.
tiny things. They were supposed to be marshmallows. She was like, "It's hot cocoa," and I'm like, "Or coffee."
Either or.
But it is the cutest thing. It's like this big, and
did you put it on your little tree?
I put on my little tree.
Oh.
It's so cute.
I like it when schools do stuff like that.
Right.
So like I'm like, I don't care if she buys me anything or not.
Well, didn't she
I
do
got
the
my
little
coffee cup
school?
ornament.
Didn't they have a Santa shop? that
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
got you?
she got stuff for the other house.
Oh,
Which is fine. I mean, that's fine. I'm okay with that, you know. And then this way, she could do that shopping at school, and then she got stuff for her little brother and her stepmom, and then she wanted to get more stuff for her dad, and so we went to Walmart, and she found him a couple of things, and then today when I was at the dollar store, I found this little basketball that's like this big around, and it's just super squishy. And I was like, oh, her little brother needs this. He
Right.
needs this. I'm like, love it.
I would just send them with
And so
slime.
I bought stuff for my ex-husband's new baby. But he's so cute. Like when they dropped her off last time, they had the older boys, which, you know, were like I helped raise for
Right.
5 years, you know, so I got to see them. They're so tall, and all grown up. And then they had the baby in the car, and so I was like, you know me, I'm like, hi, friend.
Right.
Like, hi, friend.
She gonna say hi,
You're
friend.
so cute. And so I'm talking to my new friend, and they freaking so rudely interrupted me. They're like, can you send her with a nightgown on the next trip? And I'm like, what? And they're like, a night dress, like and I'm like, a what? And then one of the older boys is like, PJs. She's asking for PJs. And
Why
I
do you
was
need
like,
to send her with
why did you
PJs?
say that? Why wouldn't you keep PJs there for her? If you want them so
Right.
bad, don't send them back. Keep them. You know, like. So anyhow, I thought it was like, wait, gown? Like what? We're going to the prom or something? Like, where am I gonna get her a gown? Like what?
one
And
of
then
those
the
looks.
oldest boy is all like, Berta, she's PJs. That's what she means. I'm like, yeah, because it's like when you speak two different languages. You know, have you ever like tried to talk
Yes.
to somebody and for some reason they are speaking
not
another
clicking.
language, and
Yes.
you're like,
What? Yeah.
I'm like that every day, Roberta. Every day.
Yup.
Every day. Every day.
Yup.
Every day
yeah.
at work.
So anyway, I was excited to get something for
The baby.
yeah, for the baby.
Babies are always cute and easy to.
And
The
he-
best place to go. I don't think they did it this year. So for the first time, I think in maybe 10. Let's see, how old is Lexi? 10 years. Walgreens didn't do the buy one get two free toys or buy two get one free toys. They didn't do it this year. So it's usually good for kids like under the age of 5.
Oh, that
You know-
would have been perfect for the kids.
Yes, I've done it for Lexi and Shelby for years, and this year they didn't do it. They had a bunch of toys like back in the day for like $6.96 a piece, and then they would do buy two get one free.
Lexi picked out Sammy's pajamas.
Aww. Yeah, Lexi's not happy about the PJs I picked out, but I don't care. We did penguins. Imagine that.
Right. No, because like I told her, it was like, okay, I need to find me PJs, I need to find Vinny PJs, and I need to find Sammy PJs. I found the 2 other boys, their PJs, which was, it's just a Mario big onesie
Oh, cute.
and everything.
Nice.
I was so happy when I found them, because that was the only ones, like they only had 2 left, and it was in their size. So I'm like, yes.
The universe was working.
Right? Well, no,
Right?
because they had a Spider-Man one, which Dean loves Spider-Man, so I was like, okay, maybe this one. And then they have a Creeper one, which Jude loves Creeper and shit. So I'm like, okay. And then I saw the Mario ones, and I'm like, because they've been on a Mario kick here lately. So it's like, I was gonna wait, but I'm so glad I didn't, because those were the last 2, and I have not seen them again. So
Yeah, you probably did get the last 2.
I did.
So what PJs did Sammy get?
He has a plaid reindeer
Aww.
kind of one.
So what'd you get Vinny?
Well, Vinny's gonna listen to this.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Never mind. Shit. We need a new manager.
Right. But I mean, he's
Mike needs to do it when we talk about Vinny.
Right.
We'll put a code word at the beginning. This is Mike's
but I mean,
editing.
he's probably not gonna. I don't know when he's gonna work on this, but we found him Mario pants, so hopefully they will fit him. And then we found
Sorry,
him
Vinny.
right. And then we found him a Mario T-shirt.
Oh, cool.
So and then I got a plaid pants, and then I just grabbed the Mario shirt too. So I'm matching every kind of like everybody.
Yeah,
So
that's so cute.
Are you gonna throw banana peels all over the floor?
Please
And
don't.
get
No.
some mushroom heads.
no.
Please don't. Please don't.
I
Please
saw a video of somebody was standing there. There was a real banana on the floor, and so they're taking video of them in the shopping place, warning people about the banana on the floor. And then some sad sack comes along and steps on the banana and falls down, and they're like, why didn't he heed the warning, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, why is this asshole putting a banana on the floor and then
Right.
taking a video of it? It's kind of like the ethics of photography. You know, like I took a year of photography in school, and we took an ethics of photography class about when you put down the camera and help the you know what I
Right.
mean? You know, like the all famous picture of the toddler in Africa that's starving to death, and there's a vulture 3 feet away from
Oh
him.
yeah, I saw that.
That
I was ready to
photographer
cry.
committed suicide because of the backlash from that photo. Now, the real story behind that photo was that he took the photo and then he put the camera down. He picked up the baby and took him to get, something to eat. But the backlash about that photo was so ferocious that the photographer ended up committing suicide a few years later. And hence the ethics of photography classes that came along after that,
Right.
But yeah, it was just kind of like blew my mind that some asshole would put a banana on the floor and then stand around taking a video, supposedly warning people, and then, but just waiting for some sad sack to come along and slip and fall on it, which he did.
Sad sack.
That was one of my grandpa's phrases. Sad sack.
Sad sack.
I miss grandpa. His grave's not marked.
Your grandpa's?
How?
Yep, he's him and my grandma's ashes are buried in between my uncle and great grandmother. I can tell you, I know where they are in the cemetery. I go there to cry, but it's not marked. There's no stone.
My grandma's ashes is up in Seattle with my mom. And then I have my grandpa's, part of my dad's, and now we have Vince's.
Now you
dad.
have who?
Vince's dad.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
Yes, I just killed Vince's. No. No.
Damn.
No.
How are we gonna hide the body?
I got a basement that's creepy and.
But seriously,
You have a basement?
Yeah.
we didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no.
We didn't know that.
You go into like our bedroom, and right that wall that we have the TV on, there's another doorway. It goes down into the basement. It's a half finished. or not even finished basement, and it's really low for like the small little people.
Right.
Sorry,
So-
Vinny.
Yeah, no, Vin.
You don't
Vinny can't-
classify her as
Vinny
small.
can't.
He's gonna have to bring a hard hat home to go into the
Well, I mean,
basement with.
I got
Tink.
my hat. I got mine, so he could always steal mine, or we have like his
But
gray
yeah,
hat
if
or
you do
something.
go nuts and kill him, we ain't gonna be able to hide that fucking body.
I'll figure out ways. I mean, I don't know.
Oh shit. Sorry, Vinny, for thinking about getting killed, but I'm just thinking like that'd be really hard to hide the fucking body. We'd have to have like 4 or 5 fucking trash
I
bags of
think
body parts.
Vinny's lower on my list of people to kill,
That's
depending
good.
on
That's
the
good.
day.
I-
Depending on the day, but I
Oh,
mean,
shit.
he's still lower than most.
Oh my god.
'Cause-
I don't think I have anybody on my list. I got a few.
do.
Like I have a purge list. So
That's still like
So-
a kill list.
I know, but I'm just like that's just if they ever pass a law. But like I don't think about it every day. I have a lot of people that I want to stab though. I always say I'm gonna stab you.
That's why you drink your coffee and
I don't drink
stabby. Just drink coffee.
I drink
and
my tea in the morning.
stabby is bad.
My one glass of wine a week. And then,
No, I love that TikTok. They were like, I'm gonna drink my coffee because stabby is, I guess, bad.
stabby's not
Stabby.
bad. Stabby can relieve the pressure.
I have a list of people that God will have to forgive because I'm not gonna.
That's
I
okay.
feel that.
You don't have to.
But you know, like
But honestly, forgiving is for you. Like to relieve the stress of in your mind when you forgive somebody. That's why you don't forget. So like forgiving somebody is actually for you, yourself of mind.
yeah, so they say. Anyway, so I don't know. Maybe I forgive them, but I'm definitely never forgetting.
Nope.
You know, and like I may not actively think about it
Bless
all
you.
the time. You know, and that's my version of forgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I told J number 2 yesterday, like I will never ever take Jake back. Never ever. So, because J number 2 was telling me, like I've never heard this before, so this kind of blew my mind. So sorry, J for number 2 to mention this, but J number 2 and his ex-wife, his second ex-wife, went to marriage counseling, and I guess the therapist was in there, you know, asking, you know, what each other see in each other or whatever, you know, and apparently she just spent the whole time complaining about him. And so then the therapist asked, what good things does he have for himself? And she said nothing.
damn.
And the therapist said, then you all shouldn't be married and I cannot help you no longer.
She couldn't think of one thing.
Apparently not. That's his side. I know there's 3 sides to everything. In this situation, there's 4 because it's hers, his, the therapist, and God. But yeah, I've never once, ever in a million years, ever heard of anybody going to marriage counseling and they tell you to get divorced. They literally were
Right.
married less than a year. They were married in March, and the following February is when they divorced. And then he went back to her. And then they broke up again. I don't know. I can't say nothing. Some people, they have to be willing to break that cycle. And it is the empaths to the narcissists. And so she was his drug. And I was the same way with Jake. I have to learn to break the cycle. The cycle within myself. And so I have my little red flaggies. And I am listening to those red flaggies. So,
Have you guys ever done the Briggs-Myers personality test?
is that the
like, for example,
for the boxes of yellow colors?
I am an INFJ. And I think that it stands for something like
Gangster?
intuitive. I don't remember what the N stands for. Feeling.
Go Gadget Google?
Right.
I might have to do that. Now I've done a Brickham's something
well-
personality thing, and it was like colored boxes.
There's a group on Facebook of my personality type.
That's scary.
Like,
No offense.
Like for
I can handle you, but I don't think I can
Now,
handle like
my-
50,000s of you.
my personality type is extremely rare. Like, out of all of these combinations that you can come up with, the mine is very rare. Like, less than
I'm gonna have to take that
10% of the
test.
population. It's the Briggs Myers. It was a job that gave me that test. It was when I worked at the phone company.
But they probably
But-
needed to know that so you know how to help, like,
So these
get
guys,
business.
they post questions. They answer each other's questions. We're all the same. We're not crazy. There is actually a handful of us out there in the world. We are the empaths. We are the shy people that don't speak up very often, except for that I've learned how to be extroverted. But we are the introverted empaths
Yep.
that are hiding in the shadows, wondering what the fuck is wrong with everyone else.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, I think everybody's thinking that way about other people. It's like, what the fuck? But anyways. But back to your Facebook groups. I literally left like 15 groups when Jake and I broke up. I was in part of Wives of Husbands, Alcoholics, Al-Anon, something, other alcoholic ones, PTSD, crap.
Trying to help him or
Yeah, I joined all
understanding him.
these. I joined all these to help understand him and try to figure out how to fix our marriage. Because I did marriage counseling. We did 2 sessions, maybe 3. I don't know. And they were literally the worst experience of my fucking life because all he did was talk about himself.
a tree narcissist.
He literally, for an hour, talked about himself. Yeah, I feel bad because I did this, but I thought, oh yeah, I was fucking Vinny.
God,
I know, right? Like, she been to my house, my kid watched their kids, I did a gender reveal thing for, I'm gonna do all this shit for
Just
a man
because
that I'm
they're-
fucking.
Right.
Involve her. Come on, think, motherfucker.
Hey, you'd be surprised.
But I mean, if I'm gonna do something shady, I'm gonna
Right.
make him come back to work, and we'll go upstairs and entertain the ghost, you know?
I'm like, if I get put in one more goddamn support group, I'm gonna like lose my.
But I'm serious.
mind.
Like, when he told me that, he's like, I thought you were screwed. Anything, if I was ever gonna have an affair with anybody at Sugar Creek, it would have been with the Waterman, not the new Waterman, the
I
old
know who
Waterman,
you're talking
the
about.
blonde guy.
I know who you're talking
That
about.
man. Oh my god. He just is charming, funny.
See, it's funny that you say that though.
That's the series. Like, if I was gonna have an affair on Jake, it would have been with him. That dude fucking is still
But see,
trying to
there-
this day.
But there's that night that we were over at your house, like when we first started girls' night, and he was like, "Where's Vinny? I miss Vinny. Vinny is like so much fun." And
I
was
know,
like,
right?
I'm like, Vinny hates you. What the fuck do you want?
I know. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's. Why are you
Wait,
looking
I'm
like you're
confused. Hold on, you guys just lost me. Like,
We were having one of the
So,
girls' nights.
Jake thought Vinny and I were having an affair.
okay,
And then
okay.
he-
Vinny hates Jake. Yeah,
And Vinny,
okay,
yes,
I get that.
Vinny
yeah,
really,
okay.
really,
now I'm
really,
back up to
really.
speed. I'm
But
like,
anyways,
you guys lost
but
me
if
there.
I was going, like,
Yes, I get that one.
The-
I see where you're coming
the
from.
lawn
on that one.
guy, like, he's still trying. But I'm like, I am not a raccoon. So I told him, I was like, the moment you are legally separated, we will go have some fun. Because, oh my God, oh man. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I think his 10-year plan's about to be up. So I don't know. I don't know if I can give Jay number 2 many more years. I don't know. Just being honest with myself. But yeah. I don't know. I wonder if Blonde Man's ever had an affair on his wife's a bitch. Oh my fucking God. She's a spoiled, entitled bitch. Like, he can't spend his own fucking money. Like, he has to hide money. I hope she never finds this.
But in all fairness, she's managed and budgeted their finances in such a way that when everything shook down last year, he paid off his house.
Oh, fuck.
with all the stimulus packages. It's not because she
No,
budgeted.
It was like she had them so close to having that house paid off that all they did was move some money around and paid off their house. So, yes,
But still.
she seems to be a tightwad.
No, she's not a tightwad. She's a
but-
spoiled brat. Every season, she gets a new Victoria's Secret line of clothes or whatever. What is it?
Lingerie, underwear.
No, the PacSun clothing has a Billabong or something.
Oh, Billabong.
Yes, so that, or she has to get a new coat every year and like 5 different flip. Like she's got to have shoes to match her pants, to match her shirt, to match her jacket.
It's funny that you say that.
Southern California do that.
Well, then she needs to move to California and leave all of her here.
And you know what? You guys want to know like a weird thing? I don't know how this ends up working out, but like 9 times out of 10, my socks and underwear match what I'm wearing. And I don't plan it out that way.
I'm looking to
It's
get my
just
bra to match
something-
my underwear.
It's just something that is strangely happens, but that's very much a California thing. And out of the 10 states that I've lived in and the 40 something times that I've moved, accumulatively speaking, I lived several years in Southern California. Like, my influences, my greatest influences would be Kansas, where my mom's from, Montana, where my dad's from, Southern California, where I lived for 4 years, and then bounced in and out a couple more times at a couple of years each. So California has been a big influence, and that is very much a California thing. And you can't mix your brands.
Oh, I'm
People, like, if you
Fuck
wear
that.
Adidas shoes, Nike's pants,
Yeah, I have to
and
have all
a
Adidas
different
or-
shirt, somebody's head's gonna explode. I'm just saying.
I don't care.
It's
Was
like,
it was funny because while we were at Walmart, I saw the Uggs boots, and I was thinking about getting me another pair, and they had a pink pair.
Walmart better not be carrying Uggs.
Well, they're probably the off-brand
Yeah,
Uggs.
they're like the off-brand.
Oh,
that I
okay,
got.
okay.
But-
Just making sure. Like, the Uggs did not sell out to Walmart. Like, no.
I think Reebok has.
Yeah, you know Reebok has because they're all
And they're
over
at Big
Walmart.
Lots, too.
But it was funny because I saw the pink ones, and I was liking the pink ones, and Shelby was like, or not Shelby, Lexi was telling me that I should get the pink ones, and I'm like, girl, I gotta match from like head to toe. Like if my shoes can't match my outfit and pink doesn't go with like anything and everything really,
Right,
I ain't wearing it.
right. You know how hard it was to find black boots this year?
So
And
when,
but she told me, she was like, just get the black ones then. I was like, no.
so when Lexi was little, she had a pair of pink Ugg boots that had what is those? The sparkly things, sequins.
Oh yeah.
She wore those for 7 months straight till her fucking feet were too
Oh
big.
my
She wore
God.
them in the summertime with shorts.
Were they actually Uggs?
No, they were
No?
Walmart
Oh,
boots
okay.
back in the day. But it's kind of funny how she's like, get the pink ones. She was a girly girl at one time. Ended in kindergarten. And then over the years, her hair just got shorter and shorter and shorter. So, but yeah. But that's kind of funny.
I like wearing boots with shorts.
Because
do
you're
it,
an
like-
odd duck.
No, it was a California thing.
I'll do it
When it
if I
would
gotta go. Yeah.
It was cold.
I loved it when I moved to Florida in like 2004-ish. It might have, yeah. They had to explain on the news what a wind chill was.
What?
What?
Yeah, when I lived in
Really?
Florida back in like 2004, they had
Oh
to.
my
They
God.
literally explained on the internet that didn't
On
really
the
exist
TV.
back then. On the news, what a wind chill was because it was very windy and it made the temperature drop like 10 degrees or
Oh my
something.
God.
I was like, what the fuck? We've been dealing with wind chill all my damn life.
Right.
Oh God, that's funny.
But so it's interesting where depending on where you're from, where how things are
Right.
different.
and the mentalities.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I never want to live in
mentalities.
Florida again. Spring break people are nasty.
Woohoo.
Nasty. Please, I hope they're better 20 some years later.
See, and I never did that. I never partied for spring break. I never did a spring
didn't
break
either.
party
Neither.
thing because I was always working.
Well, I went to Vegas one year for spring break. I think Lexi was 5.
I know one of the
6.
girls at work was just joking about going to Vegas, and I was like, dude, take me.
Yeah.
See, I've been to Vegas so many times, and I don't.
That trip was fun because I was old enough to drink. When I went on my honeymoon, I was not old enough to drink. But I went and stayed with one of my friends and her husband at the time, which was kind of awkward because I met the mister on the same fucking trip. She had a mister instead of a mistress.
She was having an affair.
Having an affair. The man version of a... Anyways. She just has this look and I don't know what to explain.
Wait. So she's married to a man.
Yes.
And is having an affair with another
Man. And so it's a mister instead of a mistress.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That was very uncomfortable.
Okay.
Uncomfortable.
So you met them both.
Yes.
Do they
for
know
the
about
first
each
time.
other?
They did shortly after that. Because she married the mister after she divorced the husband.
Oh, shit.
And then here recently, she divorced the second husband. Because he kept having affairs.
Of course.
What is it with these dudes that like jump out of these relationships and then they try to jump right into another?
I don't understand what
relationship?
my military men continue to get married, period. Because
I
most
can
of
tell
them
you
get
why.
married.
That one
and
I
they
can
have
tell
affairs.
you why.
Because they both were in the... No, one was in... I think the husband at the time was in the Air Force. And the mister was in the Army, I think.
So
They might have both been Air Force. I'm not really for sure.
You would have gotten in big trouble if. The
And
army
he was
found
an...
out.
Well, he was high rank.
Yeah, he
But
would have
the husband was. The mister wasn't. But...
Well, the mister was still in the army.
Yes,
We got
but
him in
the
big
funny thing
trouble.
is that's the perception that military men get in trouble when they have affairs. No, they just brush it under the rugs these days. So that standard's out the fucking window.
Well, I mean, that's when we found out about my dad's affair. Like, we found the message too that it had to be like a secret, or he was gonna spend some time in jail.
Yeah, they
Like,
don't
I
do
think
that
he said
anymore.
like 15 years or
was
so.
he an officer?
I don't know. My dad lied up so much about his shit in
Yeah, my
the
dad said he
Army.
went to Vietnam and he's not even old enough to go to the Vietnam.
right before he.
My ex-husband claimed to play football in high school, and the high school he went to didn't even have a football team.
Right before my dad, or
Yeah,
when my
my-
dad died, we were having like his funeral and shit, and one of the professors here at the college that he was really close to, he's like, oh, did he get like something from Africa, like some disease or shit? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? My dad's never been to Africa. Yeah, no, my dad told him that he did, so like he's gone to Africa. My dad has this big ass boat somewhere. Yeah, no, my dad got, yeah.
So to answer your question
I forgot
about
what my question was.
about military men.
Oh,
Okay, so I went to 3 high schools, 3 different states, 3.5 years, and I ended up graduating early from Pittsburgh High School, right? So after I got out of high school, I, the hell did I do?
I hope
Hold
you
on.
remember.
Let me think. Okay, so I was working at the nursing home night shift doing laundry. I quit working there. I went to work at Butterball. Quit working at Butterball and came back to Pittsburgh, and everybody was doing meth. I would go to these parties that I used to go to where everybody was like drinking or maybe smoking weed at the most, but now they were doing meth. And I was like, mm-mm. So I bailed, and my brother had joined the Navy, and he was stationed up in Bremerton, Washington, which is across the bay from Seattle.
Yep, nowhere.
So I bailed, and I went up and I stayed with him for 6 months, at least 6 months to a year, somewhere in there. So anyhow, while I was in Bremerton living with my brother, I met his friends. I met the locals, which were also Navy boys. I met a lot of people. But the common thing that I picked up on was that, a lot of these Navy guys were in the Navy because their other choice was jail. A lot of kids would get in trouble back then. Now, mind you, this is like 20, 25 years ago, that, they would get in trouble and the judge was like, look, you either go to jail or you go in the military.
Right.
And so a lot of them chose the military. A lot of them were promised the equivalent of a GI Bill, you know, like college and whatnot. They signed their papers. That's not, it wasn't included. They got screwed. Yeah, they get promised college and then they, you know, get out and they don't have college. So anyhow, the biggest thing though was that these guys, regardless of whether they're in the Navy, the Army, the Marines, the whatever, they're going to go to basic training. And then the Navy guys, they get shipped out for a world tour. The world tour is 6 months to a year on a boat.
Great.
Now, one of my friends snuck me onto an aircraft carrier and gave me a tour because he was the chef. And damn, he could cook. But anyway, he snuck me on and he's giving me a tour and I'm walking through and looking back on it, I really wish I would have had my hard hat because you're walking through and you're like, ding, ding.
Yeah, right.
So, and I'm short, right? So anyhow, I got to see a lot of the aircraft carrier and their sleeping quarters are coffin size. Like literally you get a box to sleep in and it is the size of a coffin. Do not wake up from a bad dream in the middle of the night because there's no
Your
sitting
head in your
up in
head.
bed. You're going to like donk your head, you know, like, I don't know. I was just like, there's no way. This is a claustrophobe's biggest nightmare. But the point is that these military guys are so quick to hook up with somebody, anybody.
Right.
Because they're so lonely while they're out doing, you know, their tour. They don't have anybody to write home to. They don't have anybody to, you know, like nowadays it is so much easier than it was back then because back then was before, you know, like cell phones and all that. You know, now they can, I think they can messenger. I think they can, you know,
Use a
do
Wi-Fi
stuff
or
like that.
something.
But then I've heard of some branches of the military that won't allow them to have their cell phones because of the GPS and the location identification and safety and whatever. But that's why. That's why these guys will get into marriages with these women that end up cheating on them every time. It is because they are lonely. They want somebody to talk to. They want somebody to come home to. They want something to look forward to from their world tour. And it's heartbreaking, you know, and I was like, yeah, nope, not dating a military guy. Nope, 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 because I watched it happen. And so many of these guys, they send all their money back home to a woman who is literally spending all of their money and sleeping with somebody else. It was just heart-wrenching, you know,
Right.
to watch. And so, you know, I came back from that experience, like my eyes were open and I was like really sad, you know, for a lot of our military guys, you know, that they go through that and put up with that, you know, to fight for us, you know, for our freedoms and for our rights, only to get stomped, their hearts just stomped to the ground. It was
That's not all of them,
sad.
though. There's a selective few that are different.
A few women, maybe, that
And
you
a
know,
few men. I mean,
you know,
there's
but-
always
and then they're
exceptions to the
young.
rules. Oh,
and
yes.
they're young and they're immature, you
Oh,
know,
yes.
and they have no business getting married, you know, as it is, you know, like most of them I think come back and end up getting divorced, you know, and
Oh, yeah.
have nothing to show for all that time that they were
Right.
gone, you know, because they get hazard pay for, you know, if they like get sent to the Middle East or something, they get extra pay for hazard pay and they send that all back and it's scammed. Sad.
Well, does anybody have anything positive to talk about?
Fuck no.
Because my child's like, when are you gonna be done? When are you gonna be done?
Hey, has your child checked on my child?
She tried. Maya didn't open the door.
Oh, I wonder if she fell back asleep.
Probably did. So she tried.
Yeah, we both passed out. Like, I was waiting for the FedEx guy, and, like, every car that would go by, I'd be like, look out the window, look out the window, look out the
Right.
window. Because it was raining, and I know that thing's going to be heavy, and he's going to want help, you know, carrying it in. So I was like,
Yeah.
well, this is perfect. I'm home today. I'll be here when it gets here. I can help, you know. And then it started raining, and then I'm like, okay, well, I definitely do not want them to just, like, leave it on my porch.
Right.
You know, because then it's going to be a soggy,
Ruin and
you know, like,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
yeah, no. I
And then
don't-
we fell asleep.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm about to go home and go to bed after I pick up dinner.
I would love to say I have something positive, but I don't feel like I do anymore.
And that's why I hate the holidays, because it is
You are
unnecessarily
sad because
stressful.
Dean's not here.
No, I am. Well, I mean, I am. I would say I am upset that I don't have my Dean, but I mean, I understand, and I'm the one that put it into the paperwork like this. I'm just more upset of the shit that has expired or came to this point that Dean is or leading up to Dean leaving.
Yeah,
And
The way it
it's
all
hard.
went down.
There.
It gets easier.
Well, no, I would love to say it's just because Dina's gone and that he's with his dad, but his dad, today is Friday, yeah, yesterday started so much more shit with me.
Next time we need to talk about gray rocking.
I've been trying, I would love to say I'm trying, but I feel, especially right now, he's really figuring out my triggers.
Mm-hmm. And he's gonna push all those
Those
buttons.
triggers are,
Yep.
cause
So you just gotta put the phone down. Like literally, if it doesn't need an immediate
Right.
response, like he says Dean fell off and he needs off the porch and I'm heading to the yard to get stitches. Like that's when you need to make an immediate response. Like okay, I'll meet you there.
right.
Other than that, put the fucking phone down and wait 24 hours and reply. And then if you know what he says isn't true, oh my God, I love Judge Anthony's phrase. All you reply is, that's not true.
Yeah, no, I actually after that night I went and I was like hardcore on
Oh yes,
his
I
shit,
love it,
but-
and it pisses off Shelby's father when I
Right.
use that line. He's like, "Rrr," and I was like, yes, I did it. Anyways,
But man, I should have used that
yes, just
I should've
if you
used
know,
that the other night.
just don't reply. He's pushing your buttons
Well, no,
for a reason.
okay.
Because look, if he has any indication that you want to take him back to court,
Oh, he knows.
he's going to make you look like the crazy person.
Yeah.
So replying to his stupid shit is how he's going to use it and have you look as the crazy person. So you just don't reply. Unless he says, hey, you do this and it's not true, then you just reply, that's not true. You don't have to give an answer. You don't have to give a justification. You just have to say, no, it's not true.
And then remember, the family courts are not educated whatsoever
Right.
when it comes to domestic violence
No.
or narcissistic personality disorder, or the fact that women who are abused and come out of an abusive relationship are in a fog.
Yes.
Right.
And it takes time for that fog to lift.
Right.
Like One Mom's Battle on Facebook is an extreme.
She's on
Found her on
Instagram,
TikTok, too.
and she's on TikTok.
She-
yeah.
I found
She's
her
a
on
really good support group, the Narc Decoder. That is a tool that you need to get into your repertoire, is the Narc Decoder.
Okay, I need
It's
that
when
one.
Plus
you
you-
look at their word salad that they send you. They send you
Yeah.
that big long paragraph of just bullshit
Shit.
after bullshit after bullshit. You can pretty much take a black marker and mark out all of the
Bullshit.
insignificant things and only respond to like like, what time are you going to be here? Be like, okay, Thursday at 6 p.m. That is
Right.
literally the only thing in that entire paragraph that's worth reading.
Yeah.
And then ignore the rest of it.
Yeah, and then Google. So you're gonna have to prove he's breaking, or not really breaking, but putting Dean in jeopardy. Like there's 31 laws in the state of Kansas for family court, and you're gonna have to prove. You have to look at those 31 laws
And
and
then
figure
prove it.
out which ones you have evidence to prove that he's not following. And then you look at your paperwork too. So I mean, because obviously your paperwork came about because of incidents that broke the family court laws. So you got to look at the 31 laws and your paperwork and find out what evidence you physically can prove.
Right.
So no hearsay, she said bullshit crap. It's literally like, okay, Dean's dad didn't take him to the doctor on this such and such day.
Yeah.
Or Dean's grandmother spanked him. on this date or this date, and like Dean's gotta cut, and that's the bad thing. It's like they tell you to take fucking photos, so like you're taking
gotta
photos
take
of your
photos.
damn kid's butt or arm or leg or whatever. I'm like, it fucking sucks having to do that. Fucking sucks.
Okay. Well, okay, so here, let me give you guys a little backstory, because I know I gave you some from, but there's more shit from after that. Saturday night, we were leaving Mike's house, and we were coming home, and Dean randomly just goes, "Mommy, I haven't got spanked in a while." And I was like, "What are you talking about, Bubba? Like, you shouldn't be getting spanked at all." And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, Papa, Daddy spanked me because I don't go to bed." I know this to be true because being with his dad, like, I seen that shit happen. If the kids don't go to bed when they're supposed to, they're getting fucking spanked. So I know that is to be true. And I'm like, "Bubba, you shouldn't be getting spanked because of this." And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, they spanked me." And I was like, I'm on the phone with Vince because I'm already enraged by it, because we have in our paperwork that there's no physical disciplining on this.
Oh, and then the thought of anybody putting hands on
Yeah.
your child makes you, as
Well,
a parent, like see red.
I was
immediately.
I was already pissed, and I was talking to Vince about this. I saw red even more when he's like, "Oh yeah, and Nate spanks me." And I'm like, "Oh hell fucking no, this boy is about to catch these fucking hands."
And that's when your heart starts beating in your
Yeah.
ears.
But you
Well,
gotta
no.
be able to prove
Well,
it
yeah.
though. And the problem is Dean's only 5. They're
Yeah.
not gonna, he's not a
Well,
reliable source.
And
That's
that was
fucking
the thing. That was the thing, because like Vince is like over here going, "Who the fuck is Nate? Who's this piece of shit?" And I'm like, "This is his younger sister's boyfriend." And I'm like, "He's better not be putting his hands on him and this and that." So I messaged his dad and I confronted him. I'm like, "Hey, Dean just brought up randomly that your dad, you, and Nate are fucking spanking him. You know this. You can't be doing that because it's in our paperwork." And he's like, "We're not." I'm like, "Okay, well, you're gonna tell me that my son is lying to me?" And it's like, and then on top of that, I think it's funny because you already stated in our paperwork, not these people are living with you in your apartment. "Oh, we like to stay at my mom's every now and then." I was like, "What, every night?" He's like, "Not every night." And I'm like, "Are you gonna tell me my son is lying to me? Because he's already explained to me how he spends more time at your mom's than at your place. You already explained to me when you had your girlfriend, you were spending more time at your or her house than at your apartment." After that, it just went silent. It's like, okay.
I would approach him in such a way that, like, I don't care where y'all lay your head at night, but I need to know, where that is.
Right.
But it's not really about that. It's about him being in the care of these other people.
Well, and that's what made
why
me
are these
start-
other people putting hands on this child
Yeah.
when he's not even supposed to be in their care?
Right.
That's the whole point in you having the first right of refusal, so that they
Well,
are not in the care of
feel-
anybody but you.
And I feel
or
like with
their
that
dad.
too, it shows that this
And that's
is not
the way I would approach that argument
Yeah.
with him. I would say my concern is that our child is in the care of other people who are not, following our agreed court order. And that is the purpose of the right of the first refusal. If you are not available to care for
Oh, he
him,
knows
I will
it.
be more than happy to watch our child. But I should not be hearing of anybody,
right.
disciplining him physically.
Right. Well, then, like, okay, so there was that incident. Then we go to Wednesday. I drop off Dean with his dad. I give him, he has like a light jacket on because it was like 70 some out, and I have his heavier coat. Zach's messaging me, and he's like, "Hey, can I stop by to get his heavier coat? Because I know it's supposed to be cold." And I was like, "I'll come by. I'll meet you at the police station, and I'll give it to you then." It took him a hot minute to respond to that. And I was like, "I know you just want to come by to see, like, the house." Like, I could see his mom coming and seeing, like, Jude and Sammy doing, like, their shady shit.
No, they stay out on the porch. They don't
Well, yeah.
come inside.
Well, no. But, I mean, knowing them, they'll try to fucking come in. And, I mean, Vince will meet them at the door too, but but no. So I did that, and then I messaged him Thursday, and I was like, okay, so you wanted his heavy jacket. It's supposed to be like high of 50 some, but your parents are sending him to school with a light jacket. But since this make, he didn't respond to that. I was like, okay, whatever, fine. It's like I just wanted to make sure it was there. I asked him if he remembered to send Dean with money for the Santa shit with his parents to drop it off. I'm making sure that we're noting his parents are dropping him off at school, not him. He's like, yes, okay, cool. Went the whole day being fine. I have made friends. They're at the school that there's like a couple moms that I talked to, and they have kindergartners. There's one mom, she parked diagonal from me. So her and I are walking and we're talking, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'll go with you to the kindergarten area, and just kept on talking with her. And I was talking to the other mom. And then the kindergarten's coming out. Dean doesn't even notice me, doesn't say shit to me. He goes straight to Papa. And I was like, that's fine, you know, whatever. The mom makes the joke of, tell me your kid loves you without telling me your kid loves you. I was like, yeah, I know, right? His nephew or cousin thing, whatever, he had to point me out to Dean and go and tell Dean, hey, your mom is right there. And then Dean's like, Mommy! And then he comes and gives me a hug. And I'm like, okay, well, you need to go with Papa. And then he goes straight with Papa. 4:25. Right after Zach gets off of work, drops off his little friend, and goes home. Why the fuck are you at the school trying to pick up Dean on my day?
You weren't trying to pick him up.
I was like, I wasn't trying to pick him up. I was like, I was talking to other moms that have kindergartens. Like, I sent him several messages, which again, triggered me because he knows that he's supposed to be dropping Dean off at school. He's supposed to be picking Dean up at school. I was like, you would have known I was talking to this other mom if you were there to pick him up. Like, and I just kept, like, I kind of kept going, and then it was like, my very last message, because I told him, I was like, if this is going to be a bigger deal than what it fucking should be, then I'm going to have him come out, like, a different door, because I told him it's like, Dean goes and hugs his dad, his grandpa, before he comes even to me on my days. And
What
it's
does
like,
it matter if he hugs the family?
Why is Grandpa there on your days?
because
To
he's
pick the
picking
other
up
kid.
he's picking up the other kid.
Oh.
So I mean,
okay.
and it doesn't bother me that he's going to hug Grandpa before he comes to me on my days. It's fine. It's whatever. But if you're really gonna sit there and tell your son that I'm trying to pick up my son on his day,
It just causes more stress for the kid. It doesn't matter.
it's not the stress on him, because it is like,
Right.
You
it was
weren't
like-
even part of it. His
Yeah.
dad was at work. But
And
still, a kid
but-
should be able to show affection to
But I told him,
whoever.
I was like, he goes and hugs your dad on my days, and you don't see me here complaining about him going straight to your dad instead of coming straight to me. Like, it's what the fuck ever.
He's
like,
trying to control you because he doesn't even want you to be there on his days. But you have the right to go and give him
Well,
one
that's what-
more hug before the Christmas holiday, and you don't see him again.
well, that's that was the thing, because today I left work so I could go pick up Jude from the half day to bring him home. I went over to the other moms and was talking to them. I turned my back so they would kind of know that, hey, I'm not here to pick up the kid or anything. Dean was supposed to get out at 11:20. His dad wasn't even there yet. So I was waiting for the phone call to, hey, can you come pick up Dean, because, well, his dad's not here.
Yeah.
But I mean, I never got that, so
And he sends Grandpa instead.
probably. Fridays he does not have to work. So Fridays he takes Dean to school and picks him up, which was, I mean, kind of funny this morning because I was dropping off Jude, and it always so happens we always I cross paths with his parents or I cross paths with him on Fridays. And today we cross paths, and I was ready to be the petty bitch of if he starts talking to Jude, going, sir, you can't talk to my child. Don't talk to my child. Or be like, Jude, stranger danger.
No.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't. No.
No,
Don't
because
be the
that's
petty- 'cause that
Dean's
confuses
style.
Dean. Don't do anything that's gonna confuse Dean.
Well, I was ready to be petty, but then Dean's like, hi, mommy. So I was like, oh.
and that melts everything else
that,
away.
I did. And then he's like,
Yep.
Mommy, can I have a hug? And it was like, you know what? I'm going to hold up this line. I don't give $2. Yes, I'm going to get a hug. I'm going to go give my son a hug. And I
Yeah.
mean, you can feel the tension between me and his dad. Like, he was giving me the death stare, like, ready to kill me. And I was like, I don't give $2. And then Mike is over here going, he told me hi. I was like, hi, Micah. And he's like, oh, I thought you forgot about me. And I'm like, no, honey, I have not forgot about you. How could I forget about the child that tells mine that he wants to kill him because he can't play the Xbox while he's there at his nana's? Yeah, no.
There's a lot of problems in this household.
Well, again, in
Or
this
with this
household,
Jean.
Do you have him, Dean, talking to the school counselor weekly?
no.
Because each of the schools has a school counselor. Like my child speaks to the school counselor weekly. She has
Yeah,
a
I haven't
weekly
done that.
appointment with the school. I would highly recommend that you get him set up to speak with the school counselor weekly. It's free.
Am I?
It's just something that, hey, like you may want to mention to his teacher that, because you guys have a split household, it would benefit him to,
Well, again, I try
yeah.
to do the whole counseling with Dean because of his behavior. Because before we did the drop off Tuesday, he was getting in trouble because he told Jude that he couldn't make a mistake because he was a bad boy. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. And so I'm like, okay, well, you're gonna go to timeout because of it, which he threw a hissy fit. And then once we got into the house, he was on the floor throwing his hissy fit, and then looked at me and he's like, you don't want me here for Christmas. You don't love me. No, this is the shit that I get told that I don't love him. I don't want him here. Like,
It's probably because of his dad saying stupid shit.
well,
Or his family. Someone's talking. Someone
is
in his
doing
area
shit,
is
but
talking crap.
this is the shit that I always get. And then I know I made a stupid mistake because I had to ask his dad. I was like, does Dean tell you that he misses me? Does he tell you all these like hurtful shit? And his dad was like, no. Why? I was like,
well, of course
Okay.
he's going to tell you no.
well, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna lie through their teeth. They're never honest.
But that was the thing, because Vince and I, we both know that, because I even asked Dean again, and he was like, yeah, no, I don't tell Daddy that, any of that kind of stuff. And I was like, because he always tells me that he misses his daddy, that, and all this other hurtful stuff. But this is also, too, when he is getting into troubles that he is, for the shit that he's doing. Here we're trying to teach him, for every action that you do, you have a reaction. So, I mean, there's always consequences to your shit.
So
Yeah.
I just
But-
now realized that out of all the people that you have mentioned, it sounds like everybody is disciplining Dean except his dad.
And that's the problem that we are running.
And so
is
his
this-
dad has become to him like Disneyland dad.
Yeah.
And he gets away with everything when it comes to his dad, and then his dad is letting other people step in and discipline him.
Yep. That was always the issue when we were together, is he never disciplined the kids. It was always his mom or dad, or I would have to do it. Like, he never did it.
And so this is creating this unhealthy dynamic where a parent isn't parenting.
Yeah.
And he has this
And
false.
how are you
vision.
going to co-parent with a parent who
And
isn't
that's my-
parenting?
That's my problem, is that I don't know how to co-parent with him. He is always claiming that he's been working with me with everything, which, I mean, I got plenty
So,
of proof that he
Next
doesn't
time you
work
go
with
to
me.
court, that's something that you need to make very apparent to the judge, is that the parent isn't parenting.
Well, see, my thing is, because before we go to court, I got to go back to mediation with him. we already know the high probability of him not coming back to mediation. The thing is, because this is a situation where he's in control, this all benefits him. Because again, I feel like if we go back to mediation, I'm making it to where, as long as I feel like if I have the proof to where he's not taking him bowling like he is claiming, and I mean, I have the proof that he's not giving me the first right of refusal. So I feel like if I have all of that, I'm making it to where he's the weekend warrior, as Vince would like to put it.
That's how I would put it to the judge. I would be like, he's
But
not parenting.
But mediation won't look at your proof. Your
No.
mediation is just
mediation is
two
trying
people
to come to
talking.
an agreement.
But
Yeah.
I feel like
It'll fail.
But don't tell him you have proof. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, don't show your cards.
Shelby's father fucked up in mediation and showed me his cards, like he would use when we go to court. And so now I know what he's going to try and say. And so now I know what to argue.
expect.
Yes. So you don't go into mediation with nothing. Like, you just say, hey, I would like to do this because, and just say, I think it would, transitioning in school would work better. Because, like, let's say, his homework is declining or backpack's not getting cleared out, or,
Well, I mean,
transitioning at home would be a lot easier because he's not having to be, picked up and dropped off so many times.
Right.
And be like, hey, it's the same amount of days, if you do one dinner and every other weekend or whatever, or like say, hey, during school, can we do every other weekend and one evening a week? And then I'll give you
Right.
2 weeks in the summer in June and July.
Right.
And spread out his days, like make it to where he gets the same amount of days but less trips during the school year.
right.
'Cause-
Yeah, no. But I mean, I feel like too, before we go back to mediation, I definitely probably, I know as much as Vince would hate to hear this, I would, because he didn't even thought about going back to mediation just because we know the high probability of him not going back. But I mean, I kind of just would like to have like an attorney just in case and be like, here's all my proof of like all this shit. Like, I feel like too, if mediation isn't going the way that I feel like it would be in the best interest of Dean for him to just go to Zach every other weekend, then I feel like I'm not signing shit.
Well,
Like-
theoretically, if mediation fails, that's when you go to court.
Yeah.
If you can't come to an agreement, then you take it to court.
But I would get an attorney first and let them file the motion so they can file a motion of mediation for you without having to file the proof that you have for your reasoning why to change it. Because if you file yourself, you're going to have to file an updated parenting plan, explain why you want to change it. So show your proof, and then you're going to have to file the mediation, and then the judge will choose your mediator or whatever. So I would recommend to just find your attorney first so they can file as little, because basically all they would have to file is a file for mediation
Okay.
without giving him or they can tell you, do it to where you're not putting all your eggs in the basket. I mean, because
Right.
that's what I learned with the whole Jake and Janice and the Janice and Roy situation, was to not put all your eggs in the basket.
I'll say again, that's why I just wanted an attorney to where they could tell me for me to be for sure. Because originally, again, I'd be more than happy just to be like, you know what, we could do give up your Wednesdays and Thursdays and maybe do the exchange Thursday night. But now that I have the stronger feeling that he's not being truthful about the bowling, and I know he's not being truthful of where he's staying, it's like I want to prove it so bad, and then having it be like, okay, hey, here's all my shit that I have proof of. What are my fucking options? I'm tired of doing this 50-50 because this is not a 50-50. I'm the only one that's parenting here.
Well, right. That's what that would be my argument with, the the case, you know, would be like, why are we doing a 50-50 split parenting when the other party
Is not
isn't
parenting.
parenting whatsoever, and they're relying on
Well, I mean,
these
'cause
other people to parent, which is going against the agreement that we
Right.
have right now.
Well, I mean, it too, like, I got records showing that I paid for everything up front and that
Right.
he has to reimburse me, that there's no records of me reimbursing him.
And so the
So-
focus would be for the best interests of our child. And, you know, considering what's actually happening, I would recommend, you know, changing the parenting plan to something more like 70-30, to where, you know, he has the stability of being home, especially during, you know, school time frames.
Right.
And then if dad doesn't want to be a parenting party, then he only gets 30% of the time, which is the downtime anyway.
Yeah.
You know, that, I mean, if that's the bed that he wants to make, then that's the bed
Well,
he can
again,
lie in.
This what he known Dean was his since Dean was 1. We didn't go to mediation or court until he was 4. Yeah, he was on 4, going on 5.
Was he part of his life before?
For a little bit. I mean, him and I were together for like 2 years, but I mean, not until I feel this is his mom's all doing. Like,
The grand narcissist.
Yes,
There's always the one.
because when I sat there and I told her of the abuse that I endured from her son,
She could care less.
She cared less. The only thing she did was sit there and cry and tell me, "Do not take away my grandkids." She did not want me to, and I didn't want to take her away her grandkids.
Aw, she's gaslighting
Yeah.
you.
I
I
didn't.
know,
wa-
how sweet.
I really didn't. I don't want to. I didn't want to take Dean away. I would love to say I didn't want to take Jude away, but I mean, Jude, because she even told me, she's like, she would have fought for Jude too, if she knew there, like, if he was Zach's, or if there was a possible way for her to fight for Jude, but there's no way she could fight for. She still sees Jude as that's her grandson.
Well, guess what?
like,
It doesn't fucking
no.
matter.
Well, no, because she sent with Zach, the Friday or so that I picked him up for my weekend, or so it was Saturday. She sent with Zach his fucking stocking that that he had over there. And I looked at Zach, I looked at the stocking, I was like, okay,
I don't want that here.
fucking want it. Like, what the fuck?
Can we go back to what she said? That she didn't want to be deprived of her grandson?
Oh, yeah.
No. What
It's-
I'm
it's
pointing
not-
out is the possession in her statement. that statement was all in all about her and her needs
Yeah.
and what she wanted, and had nothing to do with the best
safety.
interests of that child. That was a possessive statement on her part.
Well, I mean,
And I'm pointing out the details of the grand narcissist. This is where they learn it from. They always learn it from one of their parents.
Oh my God.
You can always trace it back, and that the devil is in the details.
Is you a new phone?
No, I just don't have my case on it.
Oh.
Like, people will tell you that they are an asshole. You just have to listen and believe them.
Yep, and see
And
it.
that's what this lady was telling you.
Yeah.
She is telling you that she is
The grand poopah.
Yeah.
Well, is it? God damn it! I guess I don't have it. I
And
was
on
gonna
One
say-
Mom's Battle, oh my gosh, woman after woman after woman were like, their father does not give two shits about these kids. It's their parents.
Well, see, the only
that are wanting
reason
to
I
fight.
could see that she gives two fucks about the kids is because she takes care of her older his. He has an older brother that's like a half brother. She takes care of his kids. There are one kid is a little bit older than Jude, and then the other one is the same age as, or in the same grade as Dean.
Are they contributing to her
Finances?
supply? No, supply. Like, is she taking care of them so that she can go around tooting that she takes care of them?
Probably, more than likely. I mean, because it's always like, because their dad doesn't take care of them. He doesn't give two fucks.
Well, it doesn't sound like any of her kids are
No.
taking care of their kids.
No, because
If you spoil your children, you will raise your grandkids.
Because he has another, he's like in the middle, he's a middle child. So there's one more older sister that has another kid that is older than all these kids. He's the biggest brat, biggest asshole, like... I got like a hair, but no, like yeah, no. She takes care of them all because she was even telling, like, I think after I had Dean, she was explaining to me like the postpartum of her older daughters that she went through. She didn't want anything to do with her son. Didn't even want to bathe him. Like, she had to do it all.
And I'm wondering how much of that postpartum depression she created.
Probably all of it.
Should she gaslight that poor woman
Probably so.
into feeling that way?
Probably.
You know? I know that my in-laws gaslighted me. You know, there was a time when we went and visited his family, and they gaslighted me to the point that when we got in the car and were driving back home, I told him that I felt like I had been emotionally raped.
Oh, yeah.
And I sat there in silence for a 4-5 hour drive after I told him that I felt like that they had just emotionally raped me.
Right.
And I was right about it. I knew that, you know, like, it wasn't done because it was supposed to be done. And I knew that it wasn't done. And like 2 years later, sure as shit, it wasn't done. And I mean, it's all the little clues. Put the pieces together and step back from it. That's the big thing. Is, you know how like our friends will come to us for advice and we're on the outside looking in, so it's so much easier to see what's going on when you can step back from it, or even step in somebody else's shoes and look at it from, like, I will like take a situation and I will stand in each person's shoes. That's part of being an empath. You know, I can step in each person's shoes and look at it from the outside in. Right. And see the grand scheme of it all. And in this case, you have to remind yourself to push that pause button and step back and go stand in everybody's shoes and look at it from the outside in the big picture, and that will help like so immensely. But you have to be able to push that pause button, and your triggers, you know, that's why it's called a trigger, you know. No. And that's, you get triggered and your heartbeat goes and you feel your heart pumping in your ears. That's when you push that pause button.
I feel like now definitely, because he knows that, because I feel like, especially with him bringing up that I'm trying to pick him up on his day, I just feel like it was a trigger for me because he knows he's going against our parenting plan. He knows I've caught him in some lies. He's just getting pissed, and it, because like, I mean, I spent a good amount of time last night just thinking about it, and this is what I hate about work, is since I don't have a distraction at work, and I know I should be focusing on work, but like, my shit is like, I'm still stuck in my head. I'm still thinking of it. I'm playing out scenarios to where it's working in my favor. Like, I'm just drowning myself in this. And so, like, when you message me and ask me if I was okay, it's like, really, what is the definition of being okay? But at the same time, with how I feel like I've been going on an emotional roller coaster and then just drowning myself, like, in this, it's, I tell the moms that I talk to, they're at school, is like, I'm sorry, because I'm dumping, like, all this half the time, like, on them. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, and then, I mean, they understand, because they're gone through this, too.
Yeah, half of them are going through
and then
it,
I was like, I feel bad for you guys, because I'm just dumping it on you. And then it's like, I feel bad for Vince, and I know Vince gets tired of me constantly being like, okay, well, fuck her, just messaged me and just told me this, and it's like,
a lot of it is that survival mode, you know, kind of like when you go into fight, flight, or freeze.
Yeah.
you know, your brain pumps in all of that adrenaline and all of the stressful, is it the cortisol or something? Your chemistry in your brain changes when you go into survival mode.
Right.
You know, flight, fight, or freeze. And I personally have been living in that condition for a decade.
Right.
And I feel like since I'm not, you know, working in fast food anymore, all of that stress has been alleviated. I'm not with Methex anymore. That stress has been alleviated, and I'm feeling myself coming out of this survival mode.
Right.
And I'm going, you know, I feel like I'm going back into more of a safe mentality, but I'm constantly like double checking myself to keep myself from going back into that survival mode.
Right.
Because, you know, like I said, the chemistry in your brain, it changes everything.
Right.
And especially perception wise, you know, like when something happens and you're in survival mode, then the cortisol kicks in and you're going into like, I have to resolve this now mode. Whereas
That's what I feel like right
you
now. I
need to get out of survival mode so that you can press your pause button, take a step back, and look at it like what anybody else would call a rational person, which I hate that word because I'm implying that people in survival mode are not rational, which is farthest from the truth, because you can be rational while you're in survival mode. It's just that you need to take the luxury of that time. It's not a life-threatening in this moment thing, even though it feels that way. You have the luxury of pushing the pause button and taking a step back. So that's your homework.
I really do need to hit that pause button, because right now, I mean, I am in that mode of how the fuck do I fix this, like,
And
now?
with him not being with you, you're
makes
going
it
to
so
be
much
on
worse.
high alert,
Yeah.
high alert, high alert. So,
Well, that's why I say it, like, at the beginning of the year, because I told my mom about this, because when she called me the other night to see how, because one of her friends was like, oh, I hear in Kansas they're having, like, severe thunderstorms, so she called to see what was going on, and I was telling her about all of this, except for Thursday, and I'm like, well, I feel like I'm gonna put like a cam in my car, because then I have Ding constantly recorded, so when he tells me this random ass shit, I have it recorded. I didn't know it's there, and I was like, I'm tracking this kid as much, if, like, I don't care. I'm at the point in ways I don't care what I need to spend to track him, to prove this shit, because I know, I mean, because I even had to ask Dana, I was like, these are the only, like, the shoes that I send you, is that the only pair of shoes that you have? And he's like, yeah. It's like, God damn, okay. Because even Vince and I were talking about the heavier jacket when he was asking for it back, which wasn't a big deal, but at the same time, I'm like, I have a closet full of heavier jackets, kind of just for Dean, because Jude outgrown them, and I was like, why don't you have, like, a spare one? Like,
send him with an extra one next time.
well, that's because I told Vince, I was like, I should have just told him, since you threw away my red jacket, this is reimbursement for the jacket that you threw away. Like,
Go buy him one.
yeah. But I mean, I was like, okay, I gotta pick my battles. But I mean, I feel in ways after, like, Thursday, because I sent him like 3 long messages, kinda, and it was like, this is making me kind of look like the crazy person, because I'm just keep bringing up how you should be there to pick up your own fucking kid and not your dad, like how you're not parenting and doing this shit. And then I was like, okay, I really need to stop, because there's points too, some of the conversations, like, he will, when I ask for my Friday nights, like the hour before bed, he just completely ignores me. So that, yeah.
So are you supposed to get him for
No.
an hour? Or
No.
are you supposed to get a phone call?
Since my schedule has changed, and this brings me to the terms that I could take him back to mediation, but I told my attorney at the time that I think I could I can co-parent with him to where this is 50-50 and everything. So I've been just asking for Fridays, just an hour before bedtime, just on my weekends, if I could get him.
Right, that makes sense.
Each time I send the message, he looks
He
at
would
it.
rather bring him at 7 o'clock on Saturday morning.
Which is stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Which ruins everybody's day.
Yeah. No,
does.
He
Like-
always looks at the messages and then he completely ignores it.
It leaves you on scene.
And
Yeah.
that shows him not trying to
And,
co-parent.
I mean, I don't know how many messages I have from him. Just, I send him a message about Dean. I have messages of, like, when Dean gets paperwork, important paperwork notes of, here's the picture, like, here's what, because I even sent him, like, Dean wrote, someone wrote for Dean, Dear Santa, like, this is what I want for Christmas. I took a picture of it, sent it to his dad. I have pictures of all of the paperwork that I normally get that I feel like it's important that his dad should know. I don't get any of that from his dad.
Girl, let me tell you something. Let me tell you how I co-parent, or parallel parent is more like it.
How do I fucking...
I am not his fucking mother. He has never attended one doctor's appointment. Not one. And when I sent her and sent him a note or a message about what kind of care she needed and what she needed, he did the exact opposite. Literally, I said she is on a medication that is medically suppressing her immune system.
Right.
She was taking the same medication that organ transplant patients take so that they don't reject their new organ. That's how
Right.
serious this shit is, okay? I said she cannot go to places, for example, like Chuck E. Cheese.
And he sent her to
She came home and said, Mom, we went to Chuck E. Cheese. So how do you co-parent with somebody who is literally going to do the opposite of what they
So what, you just
have
start-
been advised?
So you just advise
So
something
I say
else?
nothing.
Oh.
When it comes to her schoolwork,
Yeah.
I say nothing.
Well, that's it.
He has the school's phone number.
Well, see, that's it.
He can call them. He is a grown fucking man.
Right.
And if he wants to be involved in her schoolwork, then he can pick up a goddamn telephone and he can call them him fucking self.
Well, see, that's
I'm
a-
not his mom.
That's where Vince gets, I don't want to say perturbed, but
Let
like he...
him hang himself with his
I feel
own
like
rope.
I have.
Let him.
How much
You
more rope do I need to give him?
Don't do stop. Like when it comes to this school stuff, he has access to all of it. He's on the school paperwork. He can call the school. Stop sending him pictures.
Well, that's the last one. I was like, because I was really debating on it, and I was like, because it was the Santa shop, and I'm like, because I was just gonna send the paper, because that's what he does, is just send the paper to
Right.
me, and it was like,
I mean, if you want to go out on a limb, the most I would do is ask the teacher to put 2 files inside the backpack. One
Yeah.
with your name on it, one with his name
Well,
on
I
it.
mean-
And then that way you guys each have copies of like the same thing.
Well, see, like, I get where Vince, because Vince is always like, if you keep showing that you're trying and trying to be like the proactive one and everything, and he's like, the biggest thing is trying to make you look good. So, I mean, I guess in ways, with me taking the pictures of the school shit, I feel like in ways that's gonna help me.
Well-
It's showing that I'm trying to, like, help him.
Right.
But
But how long's it been? A year?
we're already past a year in September.
Okay, so you've been beating your dead horse
Yeah.
for a year now. It's not getting you anywhere. It's not benefiting your child.
No.
Stop.
Well,
You're
then
not his mom.
I know.
You know,
Well,
like
that
you
was the first-
follow through and you do what you need to do as a parent for that child.
Right.
So Santa shop money, you got it. Send him $20. You
Well, see,
know,
that's the thing, because I went to the school, actually, right before I picked him up Wednesday, I went to the office and I'm like, hey, I don't know if his dad's gonna remember to give him money or not, but here's money for him. It was only like $15,
Right.
but because I figured it would be enough for his mom, his dad, and then him.
Right.
Forget everyone else. And I was like,
They really just buy stuff for themselves.
right.
You know that,
But I
right?
told him, I know, but I told him, I was like, here's the money. If he forgets, like, he has it. If
Right.
not,
Right.
then just I could go donate it to your PTO. Because I mean,
Right.
the little bit that Jude came back home with, which he bought himself his own gift, but
That's
it's
what I'm
like,
saying.
well, because I was looking through, like, I was like, he came back home with like $12. I sent him home with sent him to school with 20, and I was like looking.
And each thing is like $3.
The most was like 5.
So,
yeah.
so I got a couple things.
So then I was like, I was looking through his bags, and then there's one for himself. I'm like, this just beats
Yeah,
the
last
whole
year
purpose,
she got
but
all stuff for herself, and then this year she actually got stuff for other
Other
people. But she's in 4th grade this year, and I know he's a lot younger than that. It's just
But
not where they're
like the money that he came home with, because I told Vince I wanted to donate money anyways to the PTO, so I just like, here, take this one
Right.
too. But it was like, if Dean doesn't have money, he has money just in case, because I know his dad likes to forget. So it's like,
But like I said, that's forgetting is him hanging himself with his own rope.
yeah.
It's not your responsibility to babysit both of them.
I don't babysit
You only
Carl.
have one child.
Well,
And
see,
and
that's
like and like Carl would say, you do you, boo.
So Shelby's father this year, Shelby's teacher had this colorful paper thingy or whatever that had like her information, their Bloom's information, all this stuff. I literally just handed it to him. And I was like, here, if you want to follow along this school year, here you go.
Right.
He's like, well, I'm tired of getting all the alerts for the high school and middle school. And I said, well, you'll have to call the school and figure that out because I can't help you there.
Right. Well, I mean, he gets
And I don't send him any. I sent him a picture today of the spelling bee thing, and
He
that's literally the only thing I've sent him all school year.
He gets the reminders
I'm not
for
doing it.
Dean.
Yeah,
because I mean, he
I
got
stopped
that
doing
I'm
it.
signed
not doing
up,
it.
but
That's too much fucking work.
I-
I'm already a single mom.
I want to
managing-
prove how inactive he is in his child's life, so I stopped sending it. Now I will tell him when the doctor's appointments are, but he doesn't have to come.
well, that's
Yeah,
the
I
thing.
don't even
'Cause-
bother with that. He can call the doctor's office
Well,
and
maybe
find
that's the
out
thing.
when all of her appointments are and what her updates are. And
Well, see, I always
like-
have to tell him when we have our appointments and where they're at, just because
every
of our
6
paper.
weeks, asshole, to the fucking day. Every 6
Well,
weeks.
I mean, again, but see, that's the thing too, because I let him know, because I put it on our little calendar in our stupid little app.
And they
But
can
then-
print out off that app who
Yeah.
uses it the most. So again, he's hanging
okay.
and
I didn't realize you could do that.
yes.
are you on
you-
Talking Parents?
No, I'm on AppClose.
I think you
haven't
can.
heard
I
of
think
that one.
there's one of the parenting apps that you literally can print off analytics off of it, and it shows who puts what on the
'Cause-
count, like who puts more on the calendar, who messages us more, who has more unread messages, and blah. Yeah, like you can literally pull off analytics.
Because, okay, so they suggested, even when we did our parenting class, that was a fucking joke.
Oh,
Right.
I think we all had to take that class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do. Yeah.
But no, okay, someone in that class suggested, in my class, to use this app. And I was like, okay, whatever. I already seen the app before, and I think I suggested it to Vince when him and I split up. But him and I co-parent a whole lot better than anything. And then when we went to mediation, they suggested this app just because all the refunds are all on there. Like the calendar we share with each other, so I
Does
could
he
always,
even access it? Does he even
He-
look at it?
he has it. It shows that like when he like if I create an event for him like for tomorrow, like it will show in his history like if he looked at it or not.
Yeah.
And I mean the messages all show to if I mean you can't even if he ignores me like and looks at it like 2 days later, like it'll show that he's looked at everything.
It
So,
timestamps
yeah.
everything.
So I mean,
So that's your homework, girlfriend. Take a step back,
Yep.
breathe, and relax.
I think definitely next time we need to talk. Should talk about gravstoning, because a lot of people
Gray rocking.
are gray rocking.
The idea
gravestoning.
behind gray rock is that you picture yourself to be this little gray stone in a stream.
Right.
And the water flows over the rock, the water flows under the rock, the water flows around the rock. But the water never permeates the rock.
And see, that's the thing, because like a lot of this I learned through my counseling when I was going through counseling, but no one really. She just said like, okay, today like I want you to go home and Google like. It was like the narcissist, Greystone, and like
all
doing
the
all
verbiage that goes with it.
yeah, and I was like, I came back to my session the next time, and I was like, oh my god, you just explained my ex to the fucking T, and even my mom was like, you need to learn how to gravestone, and I was like,
Yep. And so the point is that the rock is never permeated by the water. And so when you're the rock, then you're not letting what he says and does affect you and change how you feel.
right,
It's like, I call it decompartmentalization, where if I get overwhelmed, I don't know if y'all have noticed or not, but my walls start going up.
right,
I get quiet. I become very perceptive, and I start separating shit out. So, like, I'll have my work bubble, I got my home bubble, I got my kid bubble, and then I got my bubble.
right,
And I will have a problem, let's say, with the ex bubble. And I'll be like, I have this problem, and it's right here, but there's nothing I can do about it right now. And for the sake of my own sanity, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it over there,
right,
arm's length away, on a shelf, to where it can't affect me. And I might even close the door on that shelf. It's decompartmentalization. It is separating my emotions out so that that can't affect me as much right now.
right,
And when it comes to my own bubble, that one's harder to keep contained. That's where I'm like sitting at my desk crying. But that's the war that's going on inside my head. That's not, like how other things that are separate from me are affecting me. That's the internal me that's leaking out, literally. But decompartmentalization, separate it all out, mentally put it on a shelf, arm's length away, and it's over there. It's not gone,
it's just over there,
but it's over there, and it can't affect you, and it can't hurt you, and it can't get to you.
right.
So that's part of the pause.
Okay.
I feel like on that note, we definitely need a
Stop.
yelp.
I'm hungry.
I'm
getting
drunk.
sleepy. It's past my bedtime.
I feel like I'm already drunk.
Oh my god, my lord.
Yeah.
So on that note, we'll talk about a gray rock.
Yes.
I don't know if we'll be able to record next week. I don't know.
Yeah, since we're getting so close to Christmas.
Christmas. And I'm out.
Oh yeah, you're out.
I'm leaving Wednesday. So we'd have to do it Monday or Tuesday.
That's up to you all. I don't.
Yeah, I'm pretty wide open, except for my.
I
work
just didn't
schedule.
want to do it this Monday because it was like my my last day with Dean before I had to
I'm
give
gonna
him up.
I'm gonna be there tomorrow. I take her to the airport tomorrow.
I
Oh,
would
yeah,
be
you would
crying.
cry.
So
I would be
tomorrow,
crying.
tomorrow night, I'm gonna be. It's just kind of one of those. It's kind of funny. You have them all the time because I literally have.
Let's
her,
do
like,
it Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Because Monday night I'm gonna. Oh, you weren't at work today. Tuesday I'm bringing food, so I gotta cook.
Is that the party
Ooh.
day? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, then I know where I'm going for lunch.
Oh yeah, I'm
I'm just
making
gonna
chicken
go-
and noodles and mashed potatoes.
Oh fuck!
Corn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go over to your guy when I go for lunch. I'm just gonna go.
Vinny,
over
go
to
buy
your
some
guys.
Hawaiian rolls.
I've decided I'm gonna do a
I'll go
whole
do
lot
it.
of cooking.
Have you guys went grocery shopping? I'm going
No.
tomorrow.
Well, no, because I told Vince.
Roberta, you can buy dessert.
I told Vince that
I'm cooking food. Like while she's out of town, I am
You're
going to
cooking
be
food?
cooking
Well, then you can bake a
Food.
dessert
all
for
the
Tuesday.
food that she won't eat. I'm cooking.
Well, see, I told Vince because since Jude is now out of school for Christmas break, I was like, we gotta get food for your mom and for Jude so that they can fucking eat something.
yeah.
And I mean, Jude is pretty simple. I could just go get nuggets and fries.
Nuggets and fries. I think I still
yeah.
have fries in my
I
freezer
have
from the
chicken
summer.
tenders.
That's why.
Oh my god, I have these chicken tenders. She just decided that she does not want them. Would you like them?
Well, I'll take them. Yeah. No, Lexi was telling me last night because we were talking about her maybe watching The Boys or whatever, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I think we still got fries." And I
Right?
was like,
Fries and nuggets. I don't
I
know.
was like, "Oh,
I don't think they're any good.
yeah, I would just probably toss them by now."
You know, as a parent, you buy all these groceries, and then your child decides that they don't want to eat that stuff. And I'm like, well, I bought it for you. I'm not
Yeah.
going to eat
No.
it. You know, and then you have all this food that nobody's going to eat.
Well, see,
And-
that's the thing with The Boys. It's always nuggets and fries. If you ask them what they fucking want,
Yeah.
Nuggets and fries.
Yeah.
and because we always have to sit there for
I'm
dinner.
trying to go get nuggets, and you gonna keep talking.
On this
I'm
note.
about to be hangry.
She's about to be like, I need some mixed shit.
I didn't have
Right.
lunch. I'm starving.
Yeah, I got some.
All right, night, guys. We love you.
I'm like-
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. There's Kwanzaa in there somewhere. And we love you.
I think we just covered it with Happy Holidays. I feel like I'm already drunk just because
Really? Because I have this whole glass right here, and it's got your
I will
name.
drink it. I'd be more than happy to
over
drink it because
I'm about to punch them in the face if they don't
that's
shut
fine.
up.
That is fine. I'll probably go inside and just pass out. And on our lovely note, good night.
Good night.
Love y'all.
See you next week.
Bye, friends.
Bye, friends.
Be safe.